All right. Welcome, everybody, to Tonight BDA Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your friend, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad that everybody could be on board for this one. Bucho will be joining me shortly. I hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. We just had some snow up here in Canada. Just when you thought summer was on the way, or at least a decent spring, snowless spring. No, sorry, Bob. We gotta contend with a big old snowstorm. You believe that shit? We're almost out in the clear, and then wham! We get hammered by snow. Anyway, before we continue, don't forget to check out our Spreaker page, where you can download the MP3 episodes of this fine program, or at least listen to them, I believe. You can also listen to us on iTunes. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page or PayPal page. Like and subscribe BDA and BDA Live, our sister channel. That's about it for the plugs. So not much going on last week, especially in terms of boxing. But we do have a couple of whammies coming up. The return of Lomachenko. Let's say Lomachenko, that is, unless of course there's another Lomachenko. Who else are we going to have coming forward? Clarissa Shields versus Christina Hammer in what's supposed to be a pretty darn good female fight. But as much of a hardcore boxing fan as I am, can't really get up for that one. Both figuratively and literally, can't get up for that fight. And of course you have Jaime Mungia, who manages to come up with some good performances, some entertaining fights. And I do have to put on a disclaimer. Last week, I really screwed up because I said that on last Saturday's podcast, I thought that day they were going to be showing the Clarissa Shields fight, the Mungia fight, and the Derevyanchenko versus Kolke fight. And of course, no, it's not. It's this Saturday. And unless you doubt me, and I'm doubting myself right now at this point, put up the schedule right there, and as you can see, it's on April the 20th. On April 12th is where we're gonna have Lomachenko fighting. On a Friday on ESPN, Lamida is gonna be taking on Carpensi. I mean, come on, Mike Alvarado. I didn't think this guy was still fighting. And then, of course, the next day is when you have Clarissa Shields versus Christina Hammer. A couple of other fights there on the undercard. Okay, look at this name. Jericho O'Quinn. So it's like they said, all right, let's take Ja Rule's name, but then let's take Puerto Rico and put it there. And then let's put an Irish name in there, just to fuck everybody up. Nice work there. Real nice job. And then, of course, that same day, via the zone, Jaime Mungia takes on Dennis Hogan. Diego De La Hoya still hanging around. Caleb Truax versus Peter Quillin. Nice, interesting little fight via Fox Sports. And then you have Caleb Truax versus Peter Quillin. And of course, what I think is going to be the most competitive fight or most interesting fight that night, Derevyanchenko versus Cole K. Really interested to see what happens with that one. So let's go to the chat room and see what people are saying and give a shout out to everybody in there. We got Michael Stott, Azzy, Johnny Boy, Michael Stott, Big Boys Boxing, Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Pete Stammes, Stephen Schneider, Nordic Warrior, Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk, King Louis, and many more to come, I am sure. Tommy Tamper as well says whoop whoop, and Nordic Warrior says Steve Kim got mad at me for calling Shields Broner and Davis thugs. Well, I would know about that, but shout out to Boxing Cholo too. Butch, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
That's why I heard a siren in the background. So what's up there, Butch? You said you wanted to do a show, and as always, I deliver. We got a show.
Well, we gotta do a show during the week, so
shut up.
Yeah, hold on.
Are you? Can you do the show or?
Yeah, I'm just texting. Yeah, listen, like you said, last week there wasn't a lot. This week there's a few fights. The Lomachenko fight is this Friday. I was like, what the hell? I thought it was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So That's actually pretty good because on April, so Friday we have Lomachenko against Anthony Corolla, undercard Zurdo Ramirez against Tommy Karpensi, and then on Saturday we have on the zone Jaime Mungia against Dennis Hogan.
Yeah, I already said all that, Bucho.
But
But
what I'm saying is that it's better when you have. I mean, what's wrong with putting fights on Fridays? Because usually sometimes we get these days where these Saturdays there's like 3 different cards on 3 different networks or 2 different networks. So it's just crazy, man. So this is the way it should be done.
Yeah, we used to get more fights. Remember when we had the ESPN Friday night fights on the regular, and you were used to fighting lower level fights on ESPN, and those were pretty good fights. So the ones we have, Lomachenko, I mean, the matchup on paper, it's not quite good. It's not that competitive. I mean, Crolla's a good fighter, but at this point, I think Lomachenko has demonstrated that if you want to see him in a competitive fight, you really have to put him up there against somebody with a lot of athleticism, a lot of hand speed, somebody that can match at least those qualities that he possesses.
Hey, by the way, there's this guy in the chat. His name is Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk, and more. This is the guy from Twitter who's defending the LDBC. Okay. Now, I think there's a misunderstanding of what the hell the LDBC is all about. And this is the thing. The LDBC, there's so many people that are involved in the LDBC that, some people are going to say something, other people are going to say something that's different. But at the end of the day, most people are going to see some channels that have the LDBC hashtag on it and talk fucking nonsense. And then I will generalize and, come to a conclusion that this is what the LDBC believes.
Yeah, for full disclosure here, Bucho is the one that tweets via the BDA Twitter account. I don't have anything to do with that. I don't care about the LDBC. I don't get involved in that, or I try not to get involved in any of that. But I did see that you were on the rampage this past week.
Oh,
you were really...
remember this guy, Right Hero? I mean, this guy's so dishonest, man. He's very dishonest. First of all, he says, like, I'm not LDBC. I don't know what you're talking about. And then, like, I ask him, do you know what the LDBC is? He's like, Lions Den, a boxing nation. Like, he's trying to act like he doesn't know what it is. Like, first of all, he knows his Lions Den boxing community. Right. He goes like, "Oh, Lions Den, boxing nation. I don't know what you're talking about." And then finally, you can tell he's LDBC. He just doesn't want to say it. Because once you say you're LDBC, you're gonna associate with all that garbage that is spew.
But it's interesting. It's interesting that if he doesn't want to associate with that, then he knows that there's a lot of bizarre things going on over there. A lot of twisted logic, if you know what I mean. Because why wouldn't he? Because if he is LDBC, why wouldn't he just come out and say it? Unless he knows that they're not all that, their logic is not all that sound. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then another thing that where he was being very dishonest was I kept pointing out to facts about the LDBC. He just kept saying, "No, that's not true. No, that's not true." I'm like, they kept saying that HBO died because of an East European agenda, which doesn't make sense at all. No, that's not true. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not. Yeah, that's not true. And I was like, and later on, I realized, I should have just taken pictures of the titles of these LDBC videos, which is what I did. And then he didn't say anything after that. Another, very dishonest. I have a bunch of videos with titles stating, HBO East European agenda, the East European agenda, the Great East European agenda, exposed, and all this garbage, man. I mean, these people think that they're going to be the new media, whatever that fucking means. Seriously, they're not going to get it. They can't imagine them on TV saying the word coon, and this guy's a coon. I mean, seriously, people are going to be
that's really going to get middle America. That's really going to get,
oh my God,
that's really going to get middle America on their side, huh?
Oh yeah, calling people coons and I have a few takes of.
All right, Bucho. People in the chat are saying, let's get back to boxing because this is really. I'm
just saying, man, because on Twitter, man, I have so much things to say. I just can't write it all in a tweet, and then people start wandering off into another topic which doesn't make sense at all. So it's very frustrating explaining to these people. I mean, the LTBC is right there. I posted the pictures. I've listened to their videos. I mean, Steve Kim, Doc Fisher, all these reputable
boxing sources.
what do you call them? Like media, boxing media.
Yeah.
They're just laughing their asses off. And they're like, "What is this?" And the LDBC think they're like legit. I mean, some guy in his car talking about how the Zone are making the wrong decisions. Like, who are you? Where's your background? What are you talking about?
You remember that guy that?
The chat
okay, Bucho, can you hear me?
What's
Bucho?
up, Nick?
Can you?
You're breaking up, man.
All right. Well, I don't know why I'm breaking up, but the point is, you remember that video with that guy that confronted Steve Kim, and then Steve Kim walked away laughing, and the other guy's like, "Oh, see, I got to him. It's like that's the that's the level they're playing at. It's like they just want to troll people and get to them.
You can't handle the facts. It's like,
yeah.
fuck. I mean, this is not even professional. You can't even have a debate with them.
All right,
and
so
then when you show them proof, they just deny it. I mean, I have the titles of the videos, the ridiculous titles that they have. Oh no, they were just joking around. It's like, seriously? Blood Boxing was talking about. He was saying Eddie Hearn doesn't have $1 billion from the Zone. Because look at the Zone website. Does that look like $1 billion website? Oh no, he was joking. He didn't sound like he was joking. He sounded pretty pissed off and just psychotic, to be honest. And he wasn't joking around. So these are the people. Oh, and then Blood Boxing was also talking about Eddie Slave Trader Hearn. Putting all these labels. That Eddie Hearn is involved in the transatlantic slave trade or something. Like,
by the way, Vader D in the YouTube chat Vader D in the YouTube chat says Steve Kim is a crypto tranny and the LDBC are mentally deranged. What the fuck? He's a crypto tranny. I don't know what's a crypto tranny.
Crack is some bad shit.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck. All right, but Bucho, listen. Right Hero has because what?
Well, go ahead.
For what's his name? Right Hero, I gave him the benefit of the doubt in the beginning because I said, all right, he's a young man. Maybe he doesn't have that much experience in boxing or in debating, so I'll give him the benefit of that. But then when he becomes intellectually dishonest like that and says, I don't know who these guys are, I don't know the titles, now the LDBC is not segregated, I go, all right, you know what? You're being intellectually dishonest. I cannot respect that.
Yeah, and then when he doesn't want to give credit to Golovkin for anything he has ever done, and he puts Spence on top of over Golovkin for beating Kell Brook in 2015, and then allied with Mikey Garcia. Those are his two only wins, to be honest. And he has. It's not like he's dominated the welterweight division. How can he be above Golovkin? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, soon he's gonna have a number one pound for pound. I mean, oh man, it's just dishonesty. But then the Spence thing, whatever, it can be debated. Whatever, I'll give you that. Let's debate Spence, whether he should be in the pound for pound list. What's your criteria for the pound for pound list? That can be debated. What cannot be debated is how stupid the LDBC are. That they're not professional in their, because they call themselves media. I mean, are they really professional?
No, why? Let me ask you this. Why do you care?
Because I see them on Twitter, man. Shoot, man, BDA. I know. I usually try not to talk about the LDBC, but I mean, I see them on Twitter. It pisses me off.
All right.
And man, I have a list of all the stupid things that they say, man. Seriously, and I can go through the fucking list.
You know what?
On Twitter, I can do this because on Twitter, I mean, there's only like so many words that you can type, right?
Right.
So I know you don't want me to go through the list, but so I won't do it. But I have it right here, man.
You and Sean Newton should do some sort of a collaboration because he's the one that goes after them. He documents this whole thing.
Yeah, but Sean Newton does that every fucking day, which is his thing. It's his channel, and it's fine. Whatever. There's some other guy that talks constantly about the LDBC and how they defend Wilder and all the lies that they spew. But like, of course, our channel is not gonna be that. We're not just gonna focus on the LDBC. Actually, you don't even want to focus at all on the LDBC. But from time to time, I like to just mention the inconsistencies,
right,
that exist in whatever they fucking say.
I understand what you're saying.
Blatant lies. I'll put it that way. The blatant fucking lies that they say.
Oh, you got to be careful there, Bucho. You're defamating, desecrating the good name of these people. I don't think you want to go there. I don't think
they want to debate Doug Fisher now. It's like, get out of here. Doug Fisher, I mean, out of all people, man, seriously, Doug Fisher, is he a racist now? Is
Oh,
Doug
by the
Fisher
way-
a racist?
By the way, Doug Fisher, he does the mailbag every Monday and Friday, I believe. Yeah, what am I saying? Every Monday and Friday. And so since this past weekend was a little slow when it came to boxing, he got attacked by people and they started just sending him emails about pound for pound lists. And so he had to defend himself and he had to address this question. It's a pretty good mailbag this week. I mean, it's always a good mailbag, but this one is particularly entertaining because there's a lot of drama involved with Doug Fisher defending himself with these people arguing about the pound for pound list. But like we've said before,
But
and
is he
yeah?
Is he fully responsible for the pound for pound list?
No, that's the thing. The pound for pound list over at the Ring Magazine, Ring TV, that is all decided by a consortium, by a committee of writers. He has no say. I mean, he has a say, but he doesn't have the final say. And of course, I suspect, and I'm not alone in saying this, that Golden Boy Promotions, who owns Ring Magazine, has something to do with the rankings, because you might remember when they had Adrian Broner there back in 2012 and he beat Antonio DeMarco, all of a sudden he catapulted to number 5 pound for pound, much to the ire of a lot of boxing fans. And then they relegated him to number 6, which was still way too high for a guy with that type of resume. So, and Canelo too. I mean, there was a point where they had him quite high, even though he hadn't really done much. Even now, I think he's still a little bit too high, because I don't think he beat Golovkin. But anyway, we're not going to go down that road. Anyway, Bucho, we got some people calling in and telling you about your criticisms, and they're criticizing your arguments.
You're here because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing. Nothing. And if you were a man, you would have done it now. You don't got a thing, you punk.
All right, so they're saying you don't have anything.
Makes
That's
sense.
on
Makes sense. No, but I see some people in the chat saying like, let's move on. Let's talk about boxing, and it's true. That's what we do at BDA Boxing. Unlike
All right.
other channels, we actually talk about boxing. We don't talk about social issues in a way like
Well, we do talk
We don't play
social
the
issues, but when
victim.
we talk social
we
issues,
don't
we
play the
actually say
victim. We don't call
outright.
people racist and coons. We're actually gonna focus on boxing and make jokes, like we always do. And
Speaking
have
of
a few laughs,
boxing,
but we're not gonna get into that, man. Because
speaking of boxing, like I told you in the chat room, David Lemieux is moving up finally to 168. I mean, he's fought at some catchweights before, prior to finally do, but now it's official. Now he's fighting as a full-fledged 168 pounder, and I gotta wonder. And we've talked about this before. He's in a bit of a lose-lose situation. He's the quintessential lose-lose fighter when it comes to moving up in weight, because he doesn't have fast feet. He's not a guy that uses footwork to back off and outbox guys. He's a come-forward fighter, come-forward puncher. He's not the most active fighter either when it comes to punch output. And he's about 5'8". I mean, listen, I've met him in real life, and he's shorter than me, and I'm about 5'9" and a half.
What?
Yeah, he's short. I'm telling you, man. And I wasn't wearing what?
He's supposed to be 5'9".
Yeah. So, well, let me tell you, he looked like he was 5'8" and a half. And when you get some 5'11" guys or 6 foot guys in that super middleweight division, it's not gonna look good for David Lemieux, unless Pucho. What do you think? Do you think maybe now, because remember when he last couple of fights at 160, he was really looking dehydrated during the weigh-ins. Do you think maybe this might help him be a little bit more healthy at 168?
Yes, but again, like the physical dimensions that he has are gonna be a handicap, I believe. The power's there, but I don't know if he starts fighting guys like Callum Smith. I mean, Jesus, I don't know, man. He's gonna have trouble cutting in the distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not like this guy can cut the ring or anything. You know what? I think it's gonna be hard for him on 168.
I'll put it to you this way, man. When he was fighting Rosado, right before the Rosado fight, I didn't think he was gonna beat Rosado, because Rosado was in a pretty good run. He'd given Pete Quillen a good fight. He'd given Jay Leon Love a good fight, and I thought, all right, David Lemieux is just a puncher, really. I think Rosado outboxes him. I thought Endem was gonna outbox him too, and his power ended up really decimating these guys. So sometimes I overrate him, sometimes I underrate him. At 168 though, let's look at the landscape.
But BDA, did you see that the Canelo Jacobs card has been announced?
Yes.
Okay. Because I think some people are confused in the chat. They're saying that if it's a rumor official that he's moving up to 168.
Lemieux?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told you. He's moving up to 168.
Okay, but somebody said it's a rumor or something.
Well, I'm looking at on boxing scene right now. Look at it. It says
Yeah,
David
yeah, it's
Lemieux versus
happening,
John
it's
Ryder,
happening.
Canelo Jacobs undercard finalized. David Lemieux will make his 168-pound debut when he takes on John the Gorilla Ryder, 27-4, 15 knockouts in the scheduled 12 round. Ooh, that might
Yeah.
be good. I mean, he might be able to make it 12 rounds if he's healthy and he's not killing
Yeah.
himself to make the weight.
Yeah, of course. And John Ryder, though, I mean, he's listed as 5'9", right? And I don't know much about him. He's a UK fighter. I saw his fight against Billy Joe Saunders when I was doing some videos on an analysis video on Billy Joe Saunders, and I ended up watching the fight with John Ryder. And I don't know, John Ryder, he put on a good display in that fight. He lost by unanimous decision, but he showed some skills and was pressing the action. But then again, I look at his record over here and I see that he had a split decision loss against Rocky Fielding.
Yeah.
Rocky
he
Fielding, people. So
Yeah.
I don't know, in the chat, if there's anybody who knows more about John Ryder, can you please let us know? Oh, Nordic Warrior says that John Ryder beat Billy Joe. See, I don't know if he beat him. It was an interesting fight, though. It was a tough fight. But then again, Billy Joe Saunders sometimes have these displays where he lowers his what do you call it, BDA? His skills,
Mm-hmm.
and then fights at the level of his opposition. So was that the best Billy Joe Saunders out there in that night? When I don't know, could be. So I don't know how good John Ryder is, but somebody for sure knows more about that than me.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders looked bad too against that guy. What's his name? The guy the Russian guy that just lost to Andrade. He didn't look good at all in that one. And then he shows up against David Lemieux and outboxes him for 12 rounds. Looks like Muhammad Ali in there. But then again, it depends on the opponent. When he fights guys that won't come to him, like what's his name, the other guy, Monroe, guys that make him come to him, or he's not willing to commit because he's not a come forward fighter. So I would have to. What's this guy's style, John Ryder? What's his deal?
Well, in that Billy Joe Saunders fight, he's one of come forward boxer. I wouldn't call him a brawler, but somewhat. He likes to. In that fight, he looked like that. Like he was a come forward fighter.
Okay.
But I'm sure, I see people in the chat that are from the UK, Nordic Warriors there. Who else is from the UK there? They probably know more about John Ryder.
Johnny Ryder. That's what we're gonna call him.
Ryder.
That sounds like the name.
Right.
Sounds like the name of some futuristic motorcycle superhero or something. That's the thing, though. You're saying depends on his style. Does he fight a little bit like Gary O'Sullivan, basic straight up boxer puncher type fighter?
Gary O'Sullivan, I would say so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
then
it's like a British, one of those British brawlers, I guess.
Yeah, those are the type of guys. I mean, this is a good fight for Lemieux at 168 because those are the type of guys he can eat up. The type of guys that they're basic straight up boxer punchers. They're not as heavy punchers as he is. They don't have faster hands. They don't have faster feet. They'll be standing there and they'll be there to be hit. And if Lemieux takes a shot at you or gets a shot on you, chances are you're going down. There's very few guys that are. Was that?
No, go ahead.
There's very few guys that have been able to go 12 rounds with David Lemieux, at least also without touching the canvas. So there's a good reason for that. It's because he's
Michael Stock says that the Ryder is like a pressure fighter, but with better movement. And you
don't want to.
He's not an outright brawler. I mean, he's somewhat good, so should be interesting. But then again, with Lemieux, that power is fucking a game changer.
Yeah, you don't wanna stay in front of Lemieux. Gary O'Sullivan tried to fight that way. Like he had his hands up, but he was still standing in front of. He wasn't running away from Lemieux. Like he wanted to stand in front of him and show him, listen, I'm not gonna run away from you, because that's what Lemieux wants to a certain point too. but then he just got caught with a huge bomb. I mean, this Lemieux is a bona fide puncher. He's not a slick guy. He's not a creative guy with his punches, but he touches you. Like I said, I can't stress that enough. There was only one fight. That was that Argentinian guy, big strong guy. He had a big strong back and everything, and he was able to cover up. I don't know how he took those shots. He must have felt like shit that next day, but he took the shots and he stayed there. The other one was that Mexican guy. Remember the guy that drew with Julio Chavez? It was on the undercard of Canelo Chavez. Remember the Mexican that just got his face demolished by Lemieux? He barely made it 12 rounds. And then there's Joachim Alcine, who is one of the few guys who's been able to go 12 rounds and beat David Lemieux right after Lemieux lost against Marco Antonio Rubio. And also, let's not forget Hassan Ndam. Not Rubio, the other guy, the guy that drew or lost a split decision to Julio Chavez and he got his face demolished. But and Ndam went 12 rounds, but even then he hit the canvas. What was it, 5 times?
Oh yeah.
So it's
we were at that fight. Remember?
Yes, that's right. Lost
hey,
my
by the way,
voice.
Nicola Ferrari. What?
I said I lost my voice screaming in that fucking fight.
Yeah, we were next to the Ndam's promoter. Remember?
Oh, we were. I remember that.
Yeah, we're seeing he was the guy screaming like a maniac, and then security had to come in and tell him to calm down. Remember?
No shit. All I remember is you bought. All I remember is that you buy fucking plastic bottles over there to drink water, and they don't give you the caps. They take the caps away from you because people throw them during hockey games. That's fucking Montreal for you. All right, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Nicola Ferrari says that Lemieux didn't have much problems against boxers when he wasn't trained. So I guess he's saying that. Well, he's kind of saying your point. Well, he's answering the question that you asked. Of was Lemieux drained? He's gonna be better now because he's moving up in weight. That question will be answered, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. What's the next fight, man?
All right, the next fight, like I said, Billy Joe Saunders is going to be taking on some German unknown guy. Again, at like the level of a John Ryder. Hold on a second. Let me looking for the fight here. Actually, the Boxrec. I had the fucking Boxrec page. Where the fuck is it? Anyway, he's fighting some German guy. Not an impressive record. Again, I haven't seen him fight. His name is Shefat Isufi. Oh, that's a real German name right there. But I haven't seen him fight. If I'm not gonna just go by his record, but if he's just another boxer puncher type fighter, again, those are the type of guys that Billy Joe Saunders can handle because he can move around them. He's usually faster than them. He usually has faster hands, faster feet. So all he has to do is come in focused, and he can probably beat this guy. But again, like you said, he tends to fight down to the level of his opposition. That being said, look at his record. This is Shefat Isufi, 27 wins, 3 losses, 20 knockouts, and he's lost 1 time by knockout. He's from Germany, but he's from Serbian descent. And you look at his record, not a lot of meat on that record. He started his career with a bunch of draws. He lost 2 fights in a row. But where's that fight where he lost by knockout? Oh, technical decision. I don't know if they stopped it because of a cut or during the corner, but he lost to this guy named Darius Sek. He lost to a guy named Dennis Ronert, who's 29-1 now. Again, we got to watch him fight to really see if he can give Billy Joe a good fight. But other than that, it seems like it's a stay busy fight for Billy Joe.
Yeah, and I think another middleweight that's moving up to super middleweight. At some point we had all these fights, all these fighters at 160, right? And these potential fights that we wanted to see. We had Golovkin, we had Canelo, we had Jacobs, we had Billy Joe Saunders, we had David Lemieux. Maybe you could put him under all of those,
right?
Demetrius Andrade, and then Germall Charlo. So it was a pretty interesting division, right? With all those boxers, and some of them were probably hype jobs. But now, I don't know, man. Billy Joe Saunders moving up. David Lemieux's moving up. Canelo moved up for 1 fight. He's coming back down. Hopefully, he's going to stay at 160. There's rumors that at some point there were rumors that Golovkin was going to move up in weight and fight Callum Smith as well. So
right.
I don't know. It's kind of breaking up at 160. Breaking apart, I should say.
Yeah, it's almost like the continents are breaking apart, and some of them are migrating north, and some of them are staying right where they're supposed to be. But like I've said, the 168-pound division, it's a pretty good division. It's starting to shape up. just like 140 pounds. I said about a year ago, I said, this division, keep your eye on it. Right now, it might not seem like much, but in a year, once the set pieces start moving, you're going to see something. And at 168, let's put up those rankings from Ring Magazine. Jürgen Brammer, Jesse Hart, Caleb Truax, Jose Uzcategui, who can still make up for some interesting fights, Chris Eubank Jr., who I think can make up for some entertaining fights, provided he gets matched up properly. Canelo Alvarez is a dually ranked fighter, both at 168 and 160. Anthony Durrell, we'll see what he's got left. Caleb Plant is the guy that impressed everybody against Uzcategui. Benavidez, who I think is a monster, or has the potential to be a monster. Ramirez, who's I thought he was going to be moving up to 175. I don't know why they still haven't ranked. And then, of course, you have the official champ from Ring Magazine, Callum Smith, long, tall fighter, and as he showed against George Groves, can pack a bit of a punch. I think Callum Smith, Bucho, like you said, for guys moving up, that would be a nightmare first fight, unless a guy like Lemieux and Golovkin can actually walk past his power and just overpower him and outmuscle him. I don't know. I could see that, but Callum Smith ain't no punk.
No, he ain't. And it's very interesting because, Stu likes to talk about Zurdo Ramirez, who's unproven, to be honest. He's really unproven. And he believes Carlos Smith is the number one super middleweight. I just heard that Zurdo Ramirez will be moving up soon to 175. So that fight might not even take place, man. That's a bummer.
Whether it's a bummer or not, I mean, whether he moves up or not, you still get Caleb Plant, you have Chris Eubank Jr., Uzcategui, Truax. You know what? That would be a good fight for David Lemieux. Caleb Truax. Because he's a guy that can move a little bit, he can let his hands go. He's not a huge puncher, he doesn't have devilish speed or foot movement. That's a nice little fight for him.
But he can get caught. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. Uzcategui, that would be, I don't know. Well, Uzcategui doesn't move away from people. If you want a good display of fireworks, Eubank Jr. versus David Lemieux, make that fight. I'm telling you, chances are you're going to get some fireworks in that one.
Sorry, there's a bit of noise over here.
I see. Well, that's what I'm saying is Chris Eubank Jr. David Lemieux, because I think both guys are just going to stand in front of each other and let their hands go. Caleb Plant, he's more of a mover, so it's going to take somebody that can close the distance and really make him work. David Benavidez, he's got bitch tits, but let me tell you, he's a problem for anybody at 168. Probably might be the best 168-pounder. And let's not forget, he might just have the best-looking mother or stepmother. I don't know if it's his stepmother or whatever, but damn. A woman. That's a MILF right there. But now I know, guys, it's not worth talking about if we don't show pictures, right? So guess what I'm doing right now? That's right. Pulling up some pictures just for you guys. Now, unfortunately, there's not that many pictures out there. There's video or stills. Can't really find. Butcher, were we ever able to establish whether it's his mother or it's stepmother or what's this broad's deal?
What are you talking about?
David Benavidez' mother.
Oh, what about her?
Is that his mother or is that his stepmother, aunt? What
I don't know. Somebody, wasn't it you that said he was his stepmother?
I don't remember, man.
You're talking about the MILF, right?
Oh, damn right. Who else would I be talking about? Come on.
Well, I don't know, man. It's okay. Listen, I didn't even know she existed until you fucking told us that, Benavidez' mom is fucking hot. So.
Oh, yeah. I told you, man. We talk boxing here and we talk a couple of other stuff. Look at that. Well, I mean, that photo doesn't really does her picture because we can't see her body and it's a real close-up look of her face. Looks creepy. And let me tell you, the reporter was acting a little bit in a disturbing fashion too. He was at one point, I think she's like, "Come on, go away! Stop asking me questions." She just went to see the weigh-in or something. Anyway, listen. New Day in the chat room says strong jawline. Yeah, that jawline's a little bit like you could.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You can cut some cheese on that, but hey. Don't tell me, you guys. Don't tell me you're the type of guys that I wouldn't bang her because she's got pointy knees. Oh, look at her face; it's a little bit crooked. I'm not gonna fuck her. Come on. We're a bunch of pigs in this podcast and in the chat room and on the hangout. So let's be real, guys.
What was it in the Matrix? If you deny your humanity or some shit, I'm not even quoting it properly. Remember when they're eating that fucking oatmeal crap?
Oh yeah, I
remember?
got the quote. I got the quote here.
I'd like to break my dick off in that ass, huh?
All right, that's not it. Sorry. Was it this one? Hold on.
Fuck my ass. Come on my face.
No, that wasn't it either, right? That wasn't the Matrix. All right, listen, I'll find the fucking quotes later. All right. Let's keep talking some boxing here. Lomachenko-Crolla. I mean, look, like I've said, there's certain type of fighters out there that when a fight is made on paper, you more or less know what's going to happen. Lomachenko is one of those top 5% guys in boxing. He's that good. And if you want to see a competitive fight, you can't put him in there against a guy like Crolla, a guy who doesn't really have... I mean, one thing I do like about Crolla is he's got a nice tight defense. He's a nice guard, and he can put some pressure. And in the first Linares fight, he was giving him some trouble. And then the second one, if I remember properly, I think Linares had a bit of an easier time. He stayed away, stayed more active with his hands. I'm curious, Bucho, how Lomachenko is going to fight Crolla. Is he going to show us that he can move a little bit more than usual? Or is he going to stand right there in front of Crolla and just start around the sides, spin him, and tag him with little peppery shots? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna start. Can you hear me, by the way? Okay, because I don't know. So I sound different on my computer. Anyways,
All right.
Listen. At some point, I think Golovkin, Lomachenko is gonna put on the pressure, and then he's gonna try to take out Crolla. Man, can he do it? I think so, man. I think he can do it. Listen, Crolla has no power, so I don't think Lomachenko should really respect Crolla, man. This is not Linares, who might counter you with a punch and catch you coming in. This guy has zero power. So,
Well, I
don't
wouldn't say
know.
he has zero power.
He has zero power, man. He has like a few knockouts, man. Who was the last guy he knocked out?
That's a good question. But what I'm saying is, it's not like Lomachenko can just stand there and try to walk the guy down. Or maybe he can, I don't know. But I do remember him when he fought, what's his name? Darlis Perez. He really looked good in that fight. So he can punch a little bit. It's not like, how many knockouts does he have?
It's not Malignaggi, right?
No. By the way, I was watching, I don't know how it came up on my recommended videos. I was rewatching Paulie Malignaggi, Adrian Broner highlights. Broner did not respect Malignaggi's power at all. He was laughing. He was getting peppered. You got to give Malignaggi credit. He let his hands go. But how the fuck does this guy... He was a good amateur, Malignaggi. Won the Golden Gloves, I believe. But he never learned how to punch. I mean, what happened there?
Well, in the amateurs, I mean, with that point system that they had, I guess I can see Paulie Malignaggi getting away with it. Just throwing a flurry of punches and moving and using his legs and winning in the amateurs. But then, I mean, you become a pro, you need a bit of power, man. But like again, he never developed that. See, power is technique. So when you have power punches, you have to understand that they're not just born with it, man. There's a technique behind it. The way you set your feet, you turn your hips, that elbow has to be high. It comes down to technique, and so he never developed that technique. He never had to. Why he never tried to after that? It's that I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why wouldn't you learn how to do that and throw a proper punch or get a little bit more juice on those shots? That's a little bizarre for me. But nevertheless, we're not talking about Malignaggi. We're talking about Crolla.
Well, hey, by the way,
yes.
Nordic Warrior says that Pauline had brittle hands, same as Calzaghe, Gary Russell, Robert Stiglitz. How do you pronounce Stiglitz? I forget how you pronounce it. Yeah, Stiglitz. Yeah. Which basically hindered their power.
Maybe.
I didn't know that. But even if his hands, the way he throws his punches, there's. Well, I guess you could say the same argument with Calzaghe, and that guy was a fucking slapper, man.
Well, he did. He could, like, I think it was Hopkins and Roy Jones that tested. They said he could slap a little harder than they thought. He also earlier in his fights, he was a more stable puncher. But and Stu, I think Stu or somebody else in this hangout confirmed that he had. The rumor is that he had injured hands, brittle hands, like Nordic Warrior said, and therefore he relaxed. But that's what I don't understand. How the fuck do you slap? Because sometimes it seemed like he was slapping with the palm, which is illegal in boxing, and that hurts. I don't know if you've ever been slapped with the palm when somebody's got gloves on, but fuck, especially if you get hit on the nose with that. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Pain City.
Well, no, Paulie couldn't even hurt you with his slaps. Yeah, so.
Yeah. That's
how
why...
do you think Paulie's gonna do in that bare knuckle fight?
Did you see the highlights, by the way? I only saw the highlights of that bare knuckle 5 of that Artem Noborov or whatever his name is, the guy that got slapped by Paulie. And both guys were... It's not necessarily bare knuckle because they do have wraps. They have some form of hand wraps on. But they were letting their hands go. I mean, then again, it was just the highlights. I don't know if the fight was boring.
I saw the highlights.
Because you have to remember, bare knuckle fights, they usually don't let their hands go all that much because they don't want to fuck their hands up. That being said, Paulie Malignaggi, he might do better in bare knuckle boxing actually, because maybe his punches will hurt a little bit more when they don't have gloves on.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man.
Paulie's a wild man.
Like you said, will Calzaghe, will Paulie Malignaggi throw furies? You know,
flurries.
Now that, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. We don't even know what type of shape he's in. And that's the other thing. Did you see that fucking Conor McGregor keeps baiting Paulie? And after Paulie slapped his friend, who seems to be getting slapped by everybody, Nurmagomedov or whatever his name is, that guy he slapped him too. Now Malignaggi. So McGregor comes to defend his friend, and he posts some new pictures of his sparring sessions with Malignaggi. And Malignaggi comes out on Twitter right away, and he says, only bitches post pictures. Why don't you post a real video? Why don't you post a whole video? Because you got spanked, motherfucker. And it's like, oh boy. And then I read the comments. I had to read the comments on the Twitter message. And people were just saying, man, Paulie, he's inside your head. He's trying to bait you. You fell for it. He's a wild man, Paulie Malignaggi. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll speak his mind, and he'll slap a motherfucker if he has to.
Well, I think he'll do anything for money, so...
Yeah, listen, him and McGregor, he wants that boxing McGregor fight so bad. And I think it would, if especially if they do it bare knuckle, I think it would be a successful event. But from why is he still wants to fight? It's pretty clear, Malignaggi. Like you said, maybe it's for the money, but I also think McGregor got in his head a little bit, and Malignaggi wants payback for all the talk, all the trash talking, his image, which has been hurt. So that's the thing I'm talking about here with Malignaggi. Can't believe we're talking about Malignaggi.
I don't know, this guy in the chat, King, whatever, to fuck money, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he wants. He's like, y'all go and keep on talking. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Well, you know what? Let's open up the phone lines eventually, and let's see what he has to say.
Because I'll talk LDBC all day, man.
No, please, I don't want to.
I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, it's so obvious that these people are retarded. Like the comments and these people who associate. Listen, I've seen tons of videos of people, like African Americans, saying they're fed up with the LDBC because these people they want to talk boxing, and all these LDBC channels, all they do is go back to Deontay Wilder, go back to Anthony Joshua. Go back to like everybody's racist, HBO's racist, Andre Ward now a racist when they used to be all over Andre Ward. Floyd's a coon now because he's hanging out with he took a picture with like I don't know some white people. So I don't know.
That was a good point that you brought up. That was a good point that was a good point that you brought up, that they call themselves the new media, but then they use words like coon. They're very hostile.
Imagine on CNN or something on ESPN. On ESPN. So welcome to the LGBT. Today's topic:
like a fucking
coon
retard.
attack. The coons are back. By the way, Red Glove Militant, what's up? Great channel.
You disgust me.
Oh shit!
You just sound like a fucking retard.
All right. Oh yeah, Red Glove Militant. Shout out to
today's news: is Floyd a coon? We'll discuss that and more.
Oh man, because when a brother be talking about another brother, we got to stick together, man.
Exactly.
You can't
That's
criticize
what it is.
each other.
Imagine us talking like that.
Yeah, we can't criticize each other. Come on. I'll criticize anybody all day, every day. If you deserve,
we're all
listen,
a family. We're fighting this, we're fighting that. Get out of here.
if you deserve to be criticized, go ahead. It's a free country. You're supposed to be criticized. Don't just support somebody else because they look like you, because they might not even like you either. I know plenty of people that look
that's
like
what
me.
happened. That's what happened with Andre Ward and all this, and Floyd. They were all over Floyd, and now all of a sudden Floyd's a coon. Andre Ward's a coon. Hopkins, another African American, now he's a coon. So come on, guys.
Hey, by the way,
Really? Is that how you want to live your lives?
I'm reading here. Fucking Memo Heredia he's training with Felix. He's training Felix Verdejo.
Dead Game Boxing says, just got on here. The first thing I hear is some brother talk now. Well, you wanted to talk about the LDBC. Well, come on, man.
Man, let me tell you something.
Step
You
it up,
really,
man. Well, what do you think the LDBC is composed of?
you really set these people off, man. You really set these people off. The fact that we already had like five of them on the chat room talking about how they want to get down, which sounds dirty, by the way. I don't know what the fuck they mean by that. And that goes back to the recognize the matrix. Remember when he always says that they always use this weird terminology when they talk about fights, like, you know, Deontay Wilder's gonna get in that ass. He's really gonna fuck him up bad. It's like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was telling you, I'm reading here. Memo Heredia changes for Verdejo is making in his gym to improve. I've always said this before. Memo Heredia, if you forget, what's his name? The guy that was training Pacquiao at some point, Alex Ariza. Alex Ariza, he might have done a good job with Pacquiao moving him up through the weight classes, but Memo Heredia took a guy, Juan Manuel Marquez, who was never really that athletic, and he turned him into a fucking monster. I mean, just compare when Marquez moved up to 147 to fight Floyd, and then when he moved up to fight Pacquiao in the third fight, night and day the difference. In the third Pacquiao fight, he was chiseled, he was pumped up, and then you saw the results in the fourth fight. Those were actually the fourth fight, he didn't look all that great. I mean, other than the round in which he dropped Pacquiao and then knocked him out. The third fight is the one where he really looked better. I thought that was the best fight. By the way, Butcher, do you think Marquez won the third fight? I know we're going down memory lane a little bit, but I just...
yes, I did. I think it was a close fight, but I think he did win that fight.
Because you know what? It's interesting. I've been rewatching certain fights, and I've been getting, like I said in the last podcast, I was rewatching Porter versus Thurman, and I was surprised at how I was giving Porter more of an edge during the fight. Whereas when I watched it live and when I watched it the second time, I actually gave the fight to Thurman. Now I'm rewatching and I'm thinking, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I'm trying to see what other fights I've seen a bunch of times and then rewatch them and reevaluate whether I was right or wrong. But, you know, that's what being a boxing fan is all about. You have to be able to change, because we have opinions, and opinions are malleable. They're not part of your identity. So if I change my mind, I say, you know what, I actually think Porter won that fight. It doesn't have to do anything with me. It just means that I'm what I'm looking at here. And by the way, what's this also I'm reading, that Rizin is coming to some sort of agreement with Manny Pacquiao? What's that all about?
Yeah. And then apparently, there's all rumors that Floyd is also going to come to some sort of deal with Rizin. So maybe something's going to happen with those two guys.
Yeah, but you got to remember that they doesn't. By the way, is it Rizin or Rizin?
I think it's Rizin. That's just what I think. I have no fucking idea.
Huh. Well, you know, I think they do mixed events, right? They do K1 and they do MMA on their New Year's shows. I think. Could be wrong. So it's interesting. If Pacquiao, let's see what he does. And listen, if you criticize Mayweather for all his shenanigans, you got to throw some criticism Pacquiao's way too. If he starts doing some circus act over in Japan.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, so far initially I wanted Pacquiao to retire after that, especially after that Jeff Horn fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, came the Broner fight. I was like, you know what? Maybe Pacquiao still has it in him. So then I started giving him some respect because he's trying to fight the best. Is he gonna get knocked out against Spence if he ever fought him? Maybe, you know. But I want to see that. And if I don't get to see that, if I don't get to see Pacquiao Thurman, Pacquiao Spence, then I think Pacquiao should retire. So of course I'm gonna criticize him. I don't want to see him in some circus fights. Now, Other people are gonna be saying, "Well, he deserves the money. He deserves this and that." Sure, whatever. But I don't want to see it.
Yeah, me neither. Neither do I. It's these circus acts post retirement or near retirement fights. Because Pacquiao's actually been looking pretty good against, like you said, against Broner, against Jesse Vargas. Didn't look all that hot against Jeff Horn, but he did decimate Lucas Matisse, so he definitely still has something left. And for him to be, I mean, I still don't know what he's going to be. Nobody knows, as far as I've heard, from what I've heard, that we don't know what he's going to be doing with Rizin. Might just be a fixed fight like the one Floyd had against that Japanese guy, and it's just a 30-second fight or something. He's able to cash $5 million. All right, good for him then, because that's the other thing I've heard, and this isn't some rumor. This is from multiple sources that he throws his money around. Pacquiao. I think Gonzalo also said that he's very generous with his money. He doesn't really keep track of it all that much, and so I think him and Floyd Mayweather, they seem to, money on one hand, and they spend it with the other right away. So if they can make as much money right now as they can, hey, I'll criticize the fight in the sense that I think he's wasting his time a little bit, but he doesn't see it that way because he's making money for the future. So good for him, and good for Floyd too, if he wants to make some money. By the way, I'm also looking at the Jared Hurd versus Julian Williams. Now, they did a press conference for this fight, and they did a little bit of a stare down. Now, I don't know if the camera angle, whatever. This time, I think they picked the right camera angle because they don't want to show the size difference too much, but I don't see that much of a size difference, except for the head. I don't know if it's because Jared Hurd is wearing a turtleneck, and that makes his head look bigger, more compact or whatever, stretched, but they seem to look about the same. Nah, not even height-wise. Yeah, it's not as remarkable as a difference as Lara versus Hurd, but Jared Hurd is a natural 154-pounder, and Jared Hurd is a 170-pounder. So,
Yeah. By the way, I made a mistake, man. I don't know why I confused. Well, Zurdo Ramirez. I haven't heard anything about him moving up lately. I remember him saying that like last year on ESPN Spanish. Okay, so I got that confused. He recently hasn't said that he was going to move up in weight. It was Jaime Mungia that I heard that he's moving up to 160 soon. So
okay.
Yeah, so forget about Jared Hurd against Mungia at 154.
Well, it's interesting. One guy is actually doing what he's supposed to. That is Mungia, and Jared Hurd should move up too. I don't know how he's making, because normally you look at a guy his size and you go, all right, there's got to be something skinny in that body that allows him to make 154. But now he's got thick calves, big old head, the upper body's big too. He's tall. He looks like 175
Well,
pounder.
what about the legs?
That's what I'm saying. The legs don't look thin. They look thick too.
Are you sure, man?
Yeah, look at his fucking video. Look at his fight
So
against
how
Lara.
the hell is he making weight? Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Memo Heredia, or maybe he's got some hyper nutritionist that is able to get him that. And also, he's young. He's young, so he's able to make that weight cut. Maybe, but I mean, it's just maybe it's an optical illusion, and he's really not that big. Is it possible?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. It could be some sort of magic, that we don't understand.
Yeah. I think you know what it's called. I think it's called fixing the scales. But
yeah, probably, man, or some sort of drug. But anyways,
yeah. Well,
listen.
let's just.
If he can make weight, I mean, it's part of boxing. Okay, you're making weight. He's a weight bully, probably. But Jaime Mungia, is he a bully? Probably. You know what I mean? Charlo for the longest of time was a weight bully, so it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
Yep. Now that doesn't mean you have to like the game, but it is what it is. Butcher, you want to start sending some invites?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Talking about the game. Remember the Game of Thrones? You remember when Varys was telling Tyrion, "You love the game."
Right.
I just remember that because you said the game.
You're a fucking retard!
All right, listen.
Getting
By the way,
into, Game of Thrones.
are you getting into
the
the? Yeah, it's it's interesting, man. That fucking, I don't know. I'll watch the goddamn show just to get it over with. But it's interesting for the fans that read the books. Martin, the author, he hasn't written a new book in that series since 2011, which is when the series started on HBO in the first place. So I don't know what I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what it takes to edit and write a 1,000-page novel. He's got 2 of those. on the
I think he
come-up.
just wrote too many characters, and the guy's fucking stuck now.
That's what you said. Yeah, you told me that theory.
Oh, it is. That's what people are saying. I haven't read the books or anything, but I heard people say that now there's too many characters in the books, and this guy's he's trying to connect everything together, but it's just too late now.
He might have fucked up. He might have walked into some quicksand, and now he can't get out. That's the problem.
He's pretty fat.
Yeah, he's pretty fat. Well, yeah.
I'm saying no. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna send the link.
Read the hangouts, by the way.
All right.
Cry me a river, you fat fucking baby. You disgust me. I don't want to see your fat face. Get out.
That's what the HBO producers were telling George Martin the other day. Listen, we got one season left. Get the fuck out of here. All right.
So
Yeah. By the
Cameron
way,
wants an invite. Now he's been yellow carded, so yes, we can't allow someone that's yellow carded. But if he fucks up again, well, that's a red card. So, so I'm gonna send him the link.
all right. So there's somebody in the chat room too that says he wants some smoke. Again, I don't understand the terminology, but I assume he means he wants to call in. So let's open up the phone lines too as well. At some point. By the way, we gotta.
Smoke.
Yeah. By the way, we can't stay here for too long. We said, Butcher, we said we were gonna do an hour, and it's already 59. We're already 59 minutes in. So
all right, let's add another 30 minutes, I guess.
all right.
All right, where the fuck is Cameron? And who wants smoke?
All right. By the way, speaking of smoking, we got Johnny Boy on the line. Johnny Boy, you there?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good to have you on board, man. Always glad to have you here.
Yeah, Butch, I'm watching fucking Game of Thrones reruns right now, bro. Getting all prepped for the fucking last season and shit.
That's a spirit.
Refresh my memory a little bit, you know?
A bit of violence and porn, basically.
Yeah.
That's why that show is so successful, man.
You know who the best is that motherfucker, the Hound, the one who dude's a gangster, bro. He said, "Bring me that fried chicken."
He didn't say fried chicken. He said, "Bring me that."
He said, "If any more words come pouring out of your cunt mouth, I'm eating every fucking chicken in this room." They sure do
love to use the word cunt in that show. By the way, the Shepherd of Sound says, "Read a book, you bums." Nobody reads books anymore, Shepherd. What the fuck's the matter with you? What are you, a nerd? We got a nerd in the chat room.
Listen, bro. So my boy's coming over to watch the fucking Lomachenko fight on Friday because he don't got the app and shit. But I gotta help him move. He's still the kid. I love the kid. He still lives with his ma and shit. But she just beat cancer, so I'm helping him move or whatever. But this dude gets so much pussy. He's fucking Will Ferrell from Wedding Crashers, living with his ma and shit. It's fucking hilarious, bro.
By the way, you just reminded me that Lomachenko-Crolla is on ESPN Plus.
Yes, it is.
So if you have ESPN, you can't. Well, I mean, in the United States, if you have ESPN a subscription, do you have a subscription to ESPN Plus as well or no?
No, ESPN Plus, you got to pay the extra $5 on there.
Well, that fucking sucks.
And all that good shit.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. I would have assumed that they would. Yeah.
It's $5. I don't give a shit.
Oh, it's just $5, then that's not a problem. It's much, much more than that expensive DAZN. If you sign up to DAZN, they'll bankrupt you, right, Bucho?
Oh man, it's a scam. They're gonna go bankrupt. DAZN, they don't know what the hell they're doing, man.
They're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's you could either buy the Spence Mikey fight or get 3 months of DAZN. I mean,
that's right. Let me tell you something. I do not have a degree in business administration. I've never run a company, but I got street smarts. And I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay? So you better listen to me.
Let me tell you a couple of 3 things, BDA.
He's never been in the can. Not really.
He's never been.
There's no scraps in my scrapbook.
Hold on. This guy, King Lou, I now have to address this guy. His name is King Lovey to fuck money. Anyways, he's saying stop talking Michael Boxing talking more. Where's Michael Boxing talking more?
That kid was just internet gangbanging in the chat talking about what's up, folks. Send me your location. Like,
yeah,
bro,
that's the guy I was debating on Twitter.
And what were you debating about?
Bro, here, let me tell you something, bro. You one of these dudes who thinks you're a gangbanger because your daddy was a gangbanger and he did 20 years in the joint. You ain't shit, bro. Go sit the fuck down somewhere.
You know who else did 20 years in the joint?
Oh, Uncle Philly.
Uncle Philly. Uncle Philly, my ass. And you know what? He wanted money cut. He had to eat grilled cheese off the radiator instead. He wanted to fuck a woman. He had to jack off in the tissue instead. Get the picture?
I compromised. I jacked off in the tissue.
I like to inverse it. I like to say, I wanted a woman. I jerked off in the radiator instead. Sorry. I jerked off in grilled cheese. I forget. Somebody wrote that on the internet. They were inversing it. It was quite funny.
Yeah, Butcher, they're cutting Theon Greyjoy's dick off right now.
Oh yeah. I skipped that part, man. All the torture scenes, I just fucking skip. I was like, oh, I don't need this shit.
Yeah, he's got the two chicks coming in there molesting him, and then he shows up with the knife.
Oh man.
Hey, let me ask you something.
I think the next scene, he's eating a sausage.
Yeah, and he's like, what do you think? I'm some kind of animal over here or what?
If a woman is fondling you and you didn't ask her to, is that really molesting? Can a woman really molest a man?
I don't know, man.
We've seen Disclosure with Demi Moore, haven't we?
Oh, that's a good movie, yeah. The creepiest part of that movie is when the guy, when Michael Douglas' character he's dreaming that he's in the elevator with the other dude. What's his name? Philip, not Hoffman, the guy from Sutherland, yes. And then he pulls in to kiss him, and then he wakes up and realizes it's a dream. But that scene was scarier than any scene I've ever seen in a goddamn fucking horror movie, man. It's not a horror movie, but it's the scariest scene ever, man. You gotta watch it to understand what I'm talking about.
Demi Moore was fucking fine back in the day, bro. She was that broad.
Especially in that G.I. Jane movie with the short hair.
Yeah, that one. And what was the stripper movie?
What was that?
What was that stripper movie she was in? It had fucking Armand DeSanti in there.
Stripper whore, I think it was called. Mega stripper whore. Fucking stripper cunt, I think. No, listen. I wanted to ask you, Johnny Boy. Oh, by the way, we got Gonzalo on the line too as well. Gonzalo, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
How you doing,
How's everybody doing?
What's up, amigo? How you doing, Gonzalo?
I'm doing okay.
Gonzalo, I wanted to ask you because we were talking about Pacquiao. He's going to sign with, or he might sign with Rizin, which is a Japanese MMA organization. The details aren't still available as far as I know about what exactly he's going to do, but he might do like a hybrid fight or something, kind of like Mayweather was doing. Is it true that Pacquiao spends or throws all of his money away, or most of it, and doesn't really keep track of it? Is that something you've heard back in the Philippines?
Well, yeah, I've heard that. Well, it's a fact that he's got a lot of yes men around him. When I went to see him, and I tried to approach him, at first everybody popped out of the word and they're like, "Well, who are you? What are you doing?" And you could tell they're just there to, they're there to take care of him, but they're kind of like always buttering him up and around him because obviously he's doing something for them and they want to remain in his good graces. And
right.
Sometimes he gives away money, but here money is like, what, 1,000 pesos is like $20, so like 500 pesos is $10 and so forth. So like the denomination is obviously different because the money is worth in Filipino to American dollars, it's less. It's worth less, So his money can stretch out a long ways here in the Philippines, and I don't think he's ever gonna go broke. Or I'm not saying he is broke. He has a lot of properties, and so I don't think that's the problem there. That he's necessarily gonna go broke. I think with Pacquiao, it's also a pride thing. I think with the Jeff Horn fight, I kind of, like Bucho was saying, I think he just had a bad performance that night. And although he is 40, he just turned 40 in January. He's not 42, he's 40. So he was just recently 39, in other words. I think he's still got a little bit left on his gas tank. And I think he's just doing it because of a pride thing also.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he just generally loves fighting.
And yeah, that's the thing. It's hard for a guy his level to just stop cold turkey. I mean, even Mayweather, you see him and Mayweather are on the same path, really, or similar path. Although Pacquiao has been fighting better opposition after their fight, but they don't. It's seldom will you see a fighter of that caliber just call it quits unless they take a beating. But most of the time they'll stick in there, especially when they look good. Like remember when Hopkins had everybody was talking about how he had promised his mother he was going to retire after he was 40, and then he had that Tarver performance. He's like, how can you retire after that type of performance when you know you can keep going? So that's what happens with these fighters. And by the way, these people that tried to body you when you tried to approach Pacquiao, did you almost 50 cal them up their ass or?
No, I just remain humble and after like they just saw me and my intentions. I just got the feeling that they were kind of like being haters, but I wasn't there to see them. So when Pacquiao saw me, he was cool.
You try any shit like that on me, I take the piece away from you, I shove it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
Yeah, he last week he went to my niece's school in this little town called Deagles because he owns the living quarters there and in the school, and like the apartments for rent. What do they call them? Yeah, well, I'm asking my wife, Deagle City, but he was just there recently. I was gonna go, I just didn't. I didn't feel like going.
Right.
But she sent me some pictures of him. Yeah, that fight with Marcus, I kind of wonder what Marcus was on that night because he looked jacked, super strong, and like even when Pacquiao hit the deck when he got knocked down, his reaction to it, like I mean I've been with this guy for like 40 rounds prior to this knockdown, and he just had that reaction like what the heck did this guy just hit you with?
Well,
yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was sitting there with my mouth open when that happened because we'd never seen 3 fights and we'd seen Marcus stun Pacquiao a little bit, but drop him. Even the look that Pacquiao had, I had the same look when that happened.
I just watched the second fight a couple of days ago. Man, that might have been the best one. Well, that one or in the last one, I don't know. They were all good though, but
it's a hard pick, isn't it?
Yeah. Even then, did Pacquiao did Marcus hit the deck on the 4th fight? On the 5th fight?
What
is 4th or 5th?
Yeah, he got fucking cracked and his glove touched in the 4th fight, so they called it a knockdown, Gonzalo, in the 4th fight. Yeah.
Yeah, 4th. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It was a very good fight, man.
The deck.
It's interesting that him and his brother, I'm talking about Marcus, they had 4 fights. A 4-fight rivalry. Rafael had it with Israel Vasquez, and Marcus had it with Pacquiao. Usually they leave those things to a trilogy, but these guys all decided to do a 4th one. I guess that's the way they do it now in the business of boxing, because it's a safe thing to do, right? They want to make money, so they go, you know what? Let's go with the old fight that we're sure is going to be making money. By the way, Butcher, I'm going to mute you, man, or mute yourself because there's a lot of noise in there coming from. I was
watching the Danny Garcia Granados little face off and shit. That man, I hope Granados whips his ass, but that's kind of wishful thinking.
Yeah,
because the kids from my backyard. Yeah,
I thought Granados was taller than Garcia, but then I saw a photo of them facing each other off, and they're actually about the same height.
Yeah, they're about equal. They're about even.
Boy.
Like I said, but Danny Garcia was coming out here. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got the bling and boo boo boo," and Adrian Granados is like, "Yeah, well, I fucking shovel snow in the wintertime, bitch." So.
Right.
He's always been like a weird character. I guess I don't know if they're just like that with his generation and where he comes from. I mean, I'm not ragging on the guy, but he's just a little awkward. Not that I'm not awkward myself. I mean, we're all different. We all have our personalities.
But I wouldn't say Danny Garcia is awkward. I would say he's just braggadocious. He's got an attitude. Not as bad as his father's, because at least he doesn't jaw. Danny Garcia doesn't jaw all that much. It's really more his father, Angel, who's the culprit. By the way, before we
I can't stand Angel, BDA. He fucking too disrespectful.
Before we continue, we got Precise on the line.
depending upon how you interpret the data.
What's up with all the transvestites in Hollywood, though?
Because if you're a postmodernist and you don't have any standards, you're always going to keep moving the goalpost, and you're never going to stick to your own standards because you don't have any standards.
All right. Precise, are you there?
Hello.
All right, good to have you on board, man.
What's up,
everybody?
dude?
Hey, what's up, Precise?
What's up, dude?
None. I think Danny's borderline slow, just to pick up where you guys left off. Not like retarded, but like he's missing. He like another 10th of a chromosome missing, and he'd be retarded.
Yeah, you definitely don't. Definitely don't want to put him in front of a microphone. He's not the type of guy that can entertain people with his mouth and with his oral skills. All right, that sounded dirty, but what I'm saying is, you're not gonna give this guy a talk show. Put him in there with some gloves on, and he'll give you a good fight. But he's not made to be a charismatic person.
He's just a little, I don't know, underdeveloped or something. Maybe he's just shy.
Underdeveloped. But
I like Danny, by the way. I like him. I think he's a good fighter, and I think. Yeah, he got some gifts along the way, but I think overall he's been underappreciated because of that, and maybe a little bit underrated.
And by the way,
I wish. No, I was just gonna say, like, I wish everybody fought everybody or nobody like Danny has. You know what I mean? If everybody in boxing fought the type of opposition that Danny has, boxing would be a lot better than it is right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He's willing to fight everybody. By the way, guys, we might be taking some calls, and I think we got some people ready to call, some LDBC people, because Bucho went on the warpath on Twitter, and he started setting the world alight on fire, and so we had about 5 people in the chat room earlier from the LDBC, so we want to take some phone calls from these guys, see what their problem is, or because I didn't even know what Bucho was arguing about with them, so I guess we're going to find out. Bucho, you want me?
Nothing, man. I just posted, like, the titles that they use for their videos, so like the Coon attack and the Coon are coming, and HBO has an East European agenda. I mean, basically, I wasn't making anything up.
Tell that little wannabe gangster disciple to call in who looks like OJ the Juice Man. Go ahead.
Oh.
Yo, Precise. You know that the thing, guys, about Danny Garcia, he can't get over those 2 losses, whether they were close or not. He just can't get over it. He keeps bringing them up. Oh, well, the whole world. The majority of the world thought that I won the 2 fights, and he always brings it up like he's really sour grapes about that. How long is it going to remain like that?
I mean, the majority of the world thought he should have 4 losses on his record. You know what I mean? So he should consider himself lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
But if the LDBC call in, I give them whatever the topic, whoever it is, 30 seconds to a couple of minutes before they mention Deontay Wilder.
Now, I think that sounds like a bit of reverse psychology. I think you don't want them to talk about Deontay Wilder.
I don't. I really don't.
Or before some screaming takes place.
We could talk about Marshmallow Wilder, though. He's been in the news lately.
Marshmallow
Wilder.
You talking about his brother?
What? But that's his name, isn't it?
I don't know what his name is.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
that's what I said, Marshmallow.
Yeah.
My sister's name is Marcella. That's what.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
By the way, if you want to talk about,
he looks more buff than his brother.
Yeah.
You want to talk about weird names?
Imagine it. Yeah.
I was just reading ESPN the schedule earlier for the upcoming fights, and there's a guy named Jericho O'Quinn, and it's JA''Rico, and then O'Quinn. Like an Irish last name, and I'm thinking, okay, now they're just trolling at this point with these names.
You know what you got to do, BDA, is combine that dude's name that Vosdick just fought, Doodoo.
Oh yeah,
John Ryder. So you got Doodoo Ryder.
Is there like an app on your phone that's kind of like the blackjack or the slot machines where you just press a button and it just like arranges the letters for you, and your baby's name is?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Imagine if Marcellus Wilder had a baby with Clarissa Shields. And he was a boxer. How would his personality be?
Oh boy, I don't think he'd be walking the streets.
That's a tough one.
And Clarissa Shields if they had a baby.
Yeah, who's having a baby though out of them two? That's a tough one.
Oh man. Oh yeah, they're attacking Steve Kim because Steve Kim said
Staying
that Clarissa Shields is ugly. So I don't know. Like that's his opinion. What do you want? Like, well, it's his opinion. They start going after
That's
him.
not an opinion, bro. That's an objective fact of truth.
Oh man.
Yeah, truth hurts. She's an ugly bitch. Let's move.
Setting up the phone call thing. So
Yeah. What about her opponent? Is she ugly too, or is she okay?
Yeah, man, I wouldn't touch that.
nah.
She looks
You
like
guys
a dude
interested in that
also.
fight?
Not really, man. I mean, like, oddly enough, it's, I guess, kind of interested. I'm not gonna watch it, but because maybe it's gonna be competitive. So far, all these chicks have been just like rolling over all these cans, you know what I mean? And this could actually be competitive. So, but no, not really.
Yeah. I mean the Christina Hammer's she's taller, so I mean they're both good size. They're equal in size, but I mean the Christina Hammer chick has got the longer jab and all that, so we'll see.
I haven't really watched many fights. I just see like highlights of the knockout whenever these chicks fight. But has Clarissa Shields fought anybody with boxing skills actually? Because I haven't seen it. Has she actually fought someone that, can box?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Usually
And this,
she looks way better than her opponents. So
yeah, and from what I saw now, granted, I didn't see much, so I can't really be judging too harshly, but she doesn't look like she's all that skillful either. She just looks strong and aggressive, and she just walks through your punches and fucks you up. From what I've seen, I haven't seen much in the way of technique and shit.
Yeah,
She's
because
just
she
she's just a
doesn't even hit
beast.
that hard. It's hard to gauge
Yeah.
the women because aside from like, what was that one girl that had all these knockouts? I can't remember her
And
name. Not
Wolf.
and
And
Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah. Many of these women don't have the power or the snap, to get like over 50% knockouts on their careers, on their resumes. It's hard to see, I mean, but obviously her opponent's also a woman. I mean, so I really don't know how these chicks punch or how their chins hold up. I mean, it's just different. It's a different. The rounds are 2 minutes.
Yeah. The snapper with no snap.
But yeah, I guess Clarissa Shields only lost one time in the amateurs,
Yeah.
and like last fight or two fights ago she got knocked down, and so I don't know. Yeah, she does bull rush you, and I mean she has good boxing ability, but who has she really fought? Because the competition pool is not that it's not that good, and I mean on the female side it was more.
Yeah, female boxing is just kind of weird, man. I don't know. It's like fix men's boxing before you even try to venture into that whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough problems with men's boxing to worry about than to try to push a whole nother sport or branch of the sport that's. I don't know. Is there a lot of interest in that stuff? I can't see it, man. I know they're pushing it hard, but is it people really interested?
I don't know. From what I read on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm actually excited about this fight." Other people are saying, "Oh, I've never been interested in women's fighting, but I'm actually interested in this fight." So I think it's actually picking up some sort of steam.
Yeah.
All right, we have Abztract. Abztract, what's up?
What's up, lads? You all right? Yeah. Can you hear
Yeah.
me all right?
We are good. We're good. We're just waiting for BDA to come back and start the call in.
Yeah. Is my sound all right? Can you hear me? Like.
Yeah, you sound
Yeah,
okay.
you got a bit of an accent, but other than that, it's pretty good.
I can't do nothing about it, bro. I apologize.
Just busting your balls.
What happened to Cameron? He's got like a fucking hernia or something.
Oh, has he?
I don't know.
Or was he fucking with us? Like I thought he was clowning at first, but then he's like, "Yeah."
Well, he was supposed to come on the show, but I don't know.
Yeah, Cam, keep us updated, buddy. I hope you feel better.
By the way, Slapnuts in the chat is saying that is Yarde gonna take a slacking from the Crusher? Apparently, that fight's gonna be happening. Apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, according to Bob Arum, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's nothing like official been released yet. As no one's. Although, if you follow the Twitters, Yard's trainer Tunde Ajayi was in a back and forth earlier with somebody else. It was Joe Joyce's manager, who was saying he wanted to make Joyce versus Kubrat Pulev on the undercard, and Tunde Ajayi replied, "We're definitely going," on Twitter. So, like, if that's anything to go by, apparently that is happening, which surprises me, to be honest.
Anybody else? Any thoughts on this fight? I mean, I think it's a fucking complete mismatch. But
who are we talking about, Bucho?
Yard against
Kovalev?
Yeah.
I give him a puncher's chance. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you.
No. I was just gonna say I hope Kovalev whoops him. That's all. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay much attention to boxing news except for like a couple of channels. But if Bob Arum indeed is saying that Yard agreed to fight, I can't remember last time Bob said that a fight is happening and it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Apart from just some freak shit happening. But as far as how the fight goes, you know, I give Yard a puncher's chance. I think he thinks Sergey is vulnerable because, you know, he's been stopped once before, just once. And, you know, he's probably hoping on a Hail fucking Mary because skill-wise, it's a mismatch.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in this fight. I don't know why people are making a big deal.
Press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
I mean, what I want to know is how the hell did Yard get to a stage where he was Kovalev's mandatory? I mean, he's fought nobody. He hasn't even fought, like, he hasn't even fought
to start
British
your show
level.
now,
There's guys
press
over
1.
here
To hear important instructions,
that would be
press
sort of
2.
like, I guess, gatekeepers to get out, get to sort of like European and world
I'll
level.
tell you how.
Fought those guys yet?
I'll tell you how he got up there. It's because all the other good guys have belts, and nobody wants to fight him.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just don't think too many people are lining up in trying to get ranked in the WBO because at the end of that fucking stick is a carrot named fucking Kovalev. So I don't think they're really trying to, you know, get. They may be looking for easier ways, you know, to the title. And as far as why Yard would do it, well, that's because doesn't Frank Warren, I'm guessing that's it. I think that's his promoter. Doesn't he have a relationship with the WBO? So it's kind of, you know, and Yard has somewhat of a he has somewhat of a profile. He looks the part, you know what I mean? So it's a sellable fight, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
he's also big.
But sorry, Gonzalo. I was just going to say,
okay, go ahead.
Frank's got he's had a long-standing relationship with the WBO. They're kind of like they've done him a lot of favors in the past. And the thing is as well, I heard that Yard's this is, I mean, whether this is true or not, that they've offered him 4.2 million for it. So that I guess that's, I mean, like whether that's true or not, I don't know. But like that, I guess would be another potential carrot.
That's a lot of fucking money. I mean, who offered him this kind of money?
That's what's being reported today. That I guess Team Kovalev. I mean,
jeez, top rank, yeah, and or you know, if the fight is to happen in Russia, I'm sure what's his face, God, why can't I remember his name? The big Russian businessman that's also from World of Boxing. He's gonna co-promote it probably. Ryabinsky.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing
or some kind of Russian money. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's weird though because like it seems to be a complete U-turn from Team Yard. Like Tunde Ajayi's been like since this fight first got even spoke about, he's been saying things like crazy things like we're the A side, like Anthony Yard's the A side if this fight happens, and I mean, like, you've got to be functionally retarded to believe that Anthony Yarde could be the A side against Kovalev. But like, they've also been saying, well, it happens in the UK or it doesn't happen and stuff like that, which looked like it was just setting it up for the duck, like, to be completely honest. And that's kind of like what a lot of people have thought. But I don't know, just like,
you know, they were probably threatening to go to purse bid, and then Kovalev might have to, you know, fight in the UK, and for Top Rank to promote a fight in the UK. It's probably the logistics of, you know, making this intercontinental fight happening and keeping everybody happy. That's probably why Yarde was yapping all this shit, and he talked his way into it. Worked. He talked his way allegedly into a pretty nice payday. So that's probably why. You know what I mean? I can't be sure, but yeah.
Yeah. Isn't he supposed to go to court?
Yeah. Did anybody else watch that fucking Max Kellerman show on ESPN? Why, bro? Why are they having fucking basketball players? And they're like, oh, well, I think Tank Davis is a cool fucking nickname and all this other stupid shit. I'm like, dude.
What?
Yeah, I
can't stand that dude.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch it.
They got Chauncey Billups and shit talking about boxing. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
I don't know anybody. I don't know who those guys are. So.
Oh, they're a bunch of NBA players, BDA. Yeah. Like, why are you guys here? Is my question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
I was gonna say, so isn't Kovalev supposed to go to court, and it all depends if he gets sentenced or not. If he does fight and obviously keep his title or not, or are they projecting that he's not gonna get any time?
I don't
he's
think
got
he's
money and they'll get good lawyers.
He might get like probation or something. I don't think he's gonna do no time.
Yeah. First time offense like that, maybe he won't get anything. Also, he might be, it's a rumor, but he might be contacting my attorney, Raphael Shapiro. So if he contacts him, he's getting away scot-free. By the way, phone lines are open. We have opened the portal. So if anybody wants to call in, everybody that wanted, somebody said that they wanted smoke.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna. I know who he is. He's on Twitter. I'm gonna give him the fucking phone number.
All right, give him the phone number.
He also kicked the dog, right? BDA.
Who, the guy on Twitter?
He also kicked. He also kicked the dog, right?
Well, hold on, because I'm talking about something else right now. But the point is, anybody that wants to speak their mind, that's why we got the phone lines open, because we want people to call, because we might be wrong. I mean, I don't even know what the point of contention is. That's between Bucho and the LDBC. But if I agree with Bucho, and I don't know what he's arguing, but if I do agree with him, I'm open-minded. I want to hear what people have to say, because I could be wrong. So call in, be respectful, be nice, be fucking nice, and we'll get along just fine. All right?
Don't fuck up in here.
Be fucking nice. Be nice. Don't fuck up in here.
Anyway, listen. So yeah, call in. Numbers up there. Just call in via what's it called? Blog Talk Radio. And we are broadcasting right now on Blog Talk Radio. So if anybody's listening on Blog Talk, you can listen to the full version of this episode on YouTube, Spreaker, or iTunes. Now, Gonzalo, regarding the Kovalev thing, I said that I think in the last episode, we've seen guys who have a lot of ability step up against somebody more experienced and be able to outbox him and beat him. I'm talking like when Mayweather stepped up against Genaro Hernandez. But Yarde, so far from what I've seen, is no young Floyd Mayweather. So, Kovalev, good boxing skills, super power puncher. I hope they don't put Yarde in there with him, because they might just be cutting his career short.
Yeah.
Man, his career ain't going nowhere. This is going to be the highlight of his career, no matter what happens.
You think they're...
Yeah, just let Kovalev break his face. I'm good with that.
You think they're doing the David Reed thing? You know, I remember when David Reed, the gold medalist, and he had an eye problem, and they put him in there against Trinidad because they knew he didn't have a long time left in boxing because of that eye, and they just cashed him out against Trinidad. Is this a similar situation?
But think about it like this, BDA. What are their options? Wojcik, who just fucking put a guy in a coma, or Bivol, who just is a fucking Tasmanian devil. That dude just doesn't stop. Or who else got a title? Beterbiev has a title, does he?
Beterbiev, yes.
Yeah, he does. He's got the IBF.
Punches like a mule.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like Sergey, you know, he's had his ups and downs lately. He's they're probably thinking he's the weakest link, to be honest with you. I don't think so, but we'll see.
It's almost like, here, you already picked your poison.
Well,
yeah, basically. I'm not trying to say like he's weak at all, but the division is just that strong, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing with Kovalev, everybody was afraid of. Well, you could say. I mean, what was impressive about Kovalev was his knockout power. But in his last fight, he did outbox the shit out of Alvarez, but I don't know, he didn't show that power again, right? Like the devastating knockout power. So maybe Yard thinks like maybe he has a shot against this older Kovalev. Just maybe.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. What are his options? You know what I mean? Like, the lesser of two evils is basically what he's looking at. Rocking a hard place.
Speaking of rocking a hard place and speaking of Anthony Yard, he gets no respect from Ring Magazine. Look at this. I'm looking at the ratings. Everybody's got a picture except him. Number 10, and he's a shadow. It's like he's a secret player. It's like he's a secret character in Mortal Kombat or something.
A secret character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta unlock him. You gotta unlock him on Super Smash Brothers and shit.
By the way, phone lines are open. All the people that want to give Bucho and myself, for some reason, a piece of your mind, phone lines are open. There's a phone number right there on your screen. Come on, guys. Step up. You wanted some smoke, as you called it, smoked meat, whatever the fuck. Come on in. Give us a call. We'll have a little fun. All right? Because that's what we want on this show. We want a little fun. We want some entertainment. We want some good portions of the show to come in. We don't want to just talk boxing all the time. So come on.
Like I say, I want OJ the Juice Man to call in. And bring your smoke so I can inhale that shit like a fucking bong.
I don't even understand what they're gonna bring up, because the thing is on Twitter, the guy was basically saying that the LDBC is just a group of black people that are into boxing, and that's it. But I'm like, come on, seriously, it's not only that. There's much more to what the hell they talk about. And Right Hero was even worse, because this guy was so dishonest. He kept saying that what was he saying? We're not, the LDBC are not a bunch of racists, and oh yeah, he said they talk about every boxer that's known. All right, like they don't only focus on Wilder and Spence. They say like, unlike you guys, like us, BDA, we focus on every division. And I was like, I mean, at that point, I didn't know what to say anymore. I mean,
Bucho, that's funny, because I've never heard one of them dudes mention Inoue before. I never heard one of them mention Usyk until he became undisputed and was talking about moving up.
They didn't even talk about Usyk against Garcia for the final. And he's like, oh, no, they did. Like, there was like one channel that talked about it. I'm like, come on, man. Out of 100. You're just proving my point. You're just proving my fucking point.
Didn't even give Usyk any credit after that. They were trashing Garcia as an opponent. I watched 3 channels do that. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the way I see it is, the less they talk about boxing, the better. So don't encourage it.
That's a good point.
Here's the thing. They're both.
No, you're breaking up, Johnny boy. All right, BDA, we have a phone call.
No, we don't. He just left. Whoever it was, I think they had second thoughts. I don't know why. We're not gonna listen.
Safe space. They went to a safe space, I think.
Well, listen, we're not gonna clown anybody.
You know what? And this is not, sorry, BD. And this is not a race thing. You know, I heard a long time ago, Precise mentioned this guy called the Fight Journal, and I guess he's African American. Not everybody calls it like that. He doesn't do that many videos nowadays, but he's a good guy. This guy called Counterpunch Boxing.
Of course.
Brother, and he's good too. You know, there's some guys that call it down the middle, but these guys, we all know who they are. They're
I think so.
All right.
I got them on speaker. I can't hear shit.
Hold on. BDA, go ahead.
Well, hold on. I just want to say that we got a caller, 619. 619. Can you hear me?
BDA Box.
Yeah, 619. You're on the line.
I'm getting there. I got it.
Was that?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Yo, okay. So, yeah, you're on the air.
This is Michael Jackson Boxing talking more, man.
What's up, man?
I just got a quick question. I mean, the only thing I wanted to ask was that
yeah, I think you dropped off, man. We can't hear you.
I mean, I guess I got a bad signal or whatever. Give me a second. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Hold up, King Louis.
King Louis.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, so I'm just going to do it like this then because you guys got a delay.
Okay.
Because I got to actually listen to your live stream to get the mic.
Well,
So
you know what?
like
hold on. Plug in. Oh, fuck.
How is the LDBC racist?
Well, hold on. Before we continue, I think in order for you not to be hearing the delay, just plug your headphones into the into your cell phone, because right now we can hear all the background noise. You can't listen to the show at the same time with your speakers on, otherwise it creates a feedback loop and nobody can hear anything.
Yeah, lower the volume all the way down.
Yeah, lower the volume on your phone and plug your earphones into the telephone.
Yeah, my speak. Yeah, that's not my speakers. Those are my headphones.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
I got you. Okay, I got you.
Okay, so when you're ready, go ahead and tell us.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us exactly what the problem is, because I don't even know what's going on. It's King Bucho, the one that's going after the LDBC on Twitter. He's the one that fights them. So you explain what's going on here. Explain the situation from your side.
How about you explain how they're not racist instead of how are they racist?
I'll give you a perfect example for the caller real fast.
You know, I was
when Brian Adams was
hold on, guys. All right, go ahead, Michael. Because the thing is,
hold on, homie. I'll be right with you.
I think the problem is Michael is listening to this live stream, and that's why there's a delay. You need to be listening to just a phone call. You'll be able to.
Yeah, just use the phone, man. You're using a phone number. You just use the phone.
There we go. No, we good now. I know why.
Okay. So I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Speak your mind.
No, actually, I have my phone plugged into my Personas 192, so I unplugged it.
Okay. Well, yeah. When you're ready, just give us a piece of your mind and tell us what the issue is and what your thoughts are on this whole thing.
Well,
he's
yeah. So my things with the whole thing was basically I was trying to understand how you guys were going about saying that the LDBC was racist. But hold up, homie. I know you're ready. You know what? But go ahead, say what you got to say.
Well, I mean, when you're calling Triple G a pink pussy and all this other kind of shit, it's kind of hard to say you're not fucking racist. And I'm not saying they all are, bro, but you are who your friends are, dog. So, capiche?
I think he's listening on the delay. That's why it takes a.
Yeah, he just needs to hang up the.
So calling somebody a pink pussy is racist, but ain't pussy pink.
Oh
no, I just think with the Brian Adams, what's his name? Ryan Adams, the contender guy. When he was gonna fight Golovkin, they had a major problem with it. Talking about, I'm not gonna mention any specific names, but we all know who he is. He had a problem with him fighting Kovalev. But as soon as Charlo, it was confirmed that he was fighting the contender guy. I mean, they made it out to be like, oh, this is really a smart move. And just things like that, that are just clearly day and night when it comes to them, like them saying that Broner beat Pacquiao. I mean, who would think that, I mean, obviously there's close fights, controversial fights that you would say, okay, well, this is what I really believe. And even though many people don't believe, like, even Canelo Golovkin, I mean, it's clearly that Golovkin won, but you can.
But that's favoritism. That's not racism. That's favoritism, homie.
Okay, now check this out, bro.
But when you bring in favoritism to the point where it's absurd and you're supposed to be a boxing expert and you're here talking about boxing to your fans, what kind of narrative are you pushing? It's really a skewed narrative.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. One at a time. We can't be talking over each other.
But all right, he wants to know how it's racist.
But that happens.
Oh yeah, it's covert racism. It's covert racism, and when you keep bringing these skewed narratives, I mean, with time, what are you going to think?
Let me tell you
something that's not really true.
Gonzalo, let me tell this dude something real quick. Here, bro, I just clicked on your smoking whatever the fuck Mobcast when you dudes was talking about the Spence Mikey fight. Every one of you dudes was talking about, oh, he's gonna knock the fucking bean burrito and shit out of Mikey. So now if I were to say Pacquiao slapped the fucking watermelon out of Broner, then you dudes want to play victim and cry about it, bro. That's why.
All right, hold up, homie. First off, go back over there and listen to it, and you're gonna find out that those people that were saying that stuff were told not to say it no more, because that if we said it, the other people wouldn't like it. World Breaker Fighter said it, and countless other people said, don't be saying that shit. So don't even go there, homie. That was already checked.
I just did.
You know what I'm saying?
I just did.
Yeah, the problem is...
What else you got?
Okay. For example,
hold on.
Let's go back to boxing.
Let Butcher. All right.
Yeah, let Gonzalo go.
Okay. Well, you got people on your channel calling Johnny Nelson Uncle Tom. Hold up. I got another one. Hold up. Let me say this real quick.
Yeah,
you got people on your channel calling Johnny Nelson Uncle Tom when Uncle Tom is being worse than Carter the Coon.
First of all, we got to establish who said that. Who called Johnny Nelson an Uncle Tom? Butcher, you know?
Nobody. He just made it up.
Nobody called him Uncle. Why would I even use that word? I'm a Mexican. I don't use the Uncle Tom thing. I just stupid.
Well, yeah, we use.
Well, let me see. Let me.
No, well, let's go. Let me just go back to the boxing.
No, I didn't make it.
You called it.
I didn't make it up. I didn't make it up. I put that on Twitter. I made a screenshot. Don't tell me I'm making shit up. Real boxing said that shit.
Who?
Who's that?
Don't nobody know who that is, dog.
No, he's never on the show. He's probably in the chat, I guess, but no.
Can I say something after?
And then you guys go on to say Soren B-size Pacquiao's cousin and all this other goofy.
Johnny boy, don't start screaming into the fucking mic.
Yeah, in the chat, nobody on the panel is calling Mikey Garcia. No. Come on, man.
All right, listen. This is going nowhere. Let me just tell you my point of view, because I'm neutral on this whole thing. In my estimation, obviously, and like any logical person, racism, it all stems from ignorance. That being said, I am a firm believer in freedom of speech and freedom of thought. So if somebody wants to be a racist, go ahead. But I do appreciate honesty. So if somebody wants to be a racist, at least say it out loud so I can know who I'm dealing with. Because like Gonzalo said, covert racism, it just complicates things. And my life is complicated enough. I just want to know who's a racist and who isn't. And who I can...
And by the way, the thing is with the LDBC, I don't know why they always have to make... They always have to make it racial. It's always about race.
Okay.
The East European agenda, Wandre Ward's a coon, all of a sudden, Floyd's a coon. Like, it's all these racist words are being thrown around all the time. How come other channels don't do that?
But can you feel it? But if you don't feel it, but if you don't feel racism, but if you don't feel racism and you can't relate to it, then how can you even talk about it?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna go that way.
Like with my grandparents.
No, hold on. Hey, I've heard that before, like many times. It's always the same shit. Like,
you
don't know what racism. Therefore, okay. So are you saying that we don't?
No, how can you relate? How can you relate? I don't want to hear about your gay parents. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you.
I can't relate. How do you know I can't relate? How do you know I can't relate?
But hold on. Why is he changing the topic all of a sudden?
I don't know. Now
he's not addressing the point at all. He's moving the goalposts.
Yeah, you're right.
He did admit that they're racist, and now it's about relating to racist.
Yeah, he basically said favoritism.
Okay,
what is favoritism?
Okay.
When you're calling it.
Okay. My bad, homie. Okay, my bad. Go ahead again.
Can I say something?
No, hold on. No, you can't. We only have a few people that can talk here, or else it's gonna go all over the place. All right. So I was saying that we're gonna go back. I said the LDBC usually make things very racial. They talk about East European agenda. They talk about they only like Lomachenko because he's white. They don't give credit to black boxers. Floyd's a coon. Andre Ward's a coon now. Hopkins is a coon because he's hanging out with white people or whatever. So it always comes down to race. So that's one of the things that people criticize about the LDBC. That racial aspect.
Yeah, because the fans thrive on it. If you go to the comment section, maybe the people that are
I mean, I kind of see your point.
Yeah.
But
The
at
people
the
that are
same
narrating
time-
these shows.
Hold on, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michael.
Because I got it. Not your point. The host point. I understand him. The host, the guy that's controlling everything. I understand him. But the way I see it is that if you can read the title, but don't watch the video, then maybe you shouldn't speak on just the title. You should actually speak your mind, your piece about, and break it down in the video and make your synopsis not synopsis, your opinion that way. You know what I'm saying? Because if you actually start watching the video, you would probably be like, okay, I can kind of see some of the points he's making here, but this part I don't like, and that part I kind of don't like. Because it all wasn't just about the European agenda. The thing about it is that you have a European push.
I get the point.
Whether or not you don't see it or you don't like it or not. I mean, look at it. You got Europe, you got
Michael,
UK,
I understand your point.
you got people from Europe coming over here to the US.
Unfortunately, Michael, I've watched the videos as well, and man, it's nothing different than from the title. It's exactly what's on the title. They're going to talk about an East European agenda that doesn't exist at all. Who the fuck comes up with that type of narrative?
Okay, so what you think about it?
HBO went bankrupt because they were pushing.
I want you to break it down. Break it down.
I'll break it down, Bucho. Here,
break it down.
Let me tell you something. All right, here, bro. HBO has to put on shows. Okay, fighting one little chump once a year like the Charlo brothers ain't putting on enough content. It's not HBO's fault that Triple G and Kovalev and Lomachenko and all these other dudes want to fight 3 or 4 times a year. Okay, and last time I checked, Danny Jacobs.
Okay, so that's not breaking it down. I want you to break down the video. So I want you. If you're gonna break down the video, what I want you to do is, what you should do is take his word and use it against him.
Listen.
I was just gonna say, look, you mentioned that they're here in America. The LWBC and everybody that's putting out boxing content should be glad that we get these foreign fighters on United States soil, because this is what it represents. It says that United States is the host to boxing, which is worldwide, and we should be grateful that we get talent from all over the world that comes here. You know, it could be considered the Mecca of boxing. Okay, so instead of saying, oh, well, they come here and take this from us, no, the United States and the true fans should be happy and appreciate that we got world-class fighters here, and not just make it about a race.
Terence Crawford and Andre Ward are not Eastern European, so what the fuck is this whole thing about Eastern European agenda? It's nonsense. You could either see, this is the problem. You could either talk about the thing as a whole. Let me finish, please.
I'm just going to say this.
You could either talk about the.
Is that?
He's on delay. Precisely, the guy's on delay. He can't hear us.
It's not a.
Oh, okay.
It's hard for me to get my point across because I got a huge delay, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Michael, stop, don't listen to the stream. The reason why you got delayed.
Europeans coming over here and fighting. A lot of people in the LDBC just want to watch fight. I know what the host is saying.
Do you? Because you're on delay.
I know what the host is saying, but I don't understand what the other guy is saying because it's a bunch of bull crap.
All right, listen, Michael.
We want people to come over here and fight.
Listen to you're listening to the stream.
We want people to come over here and fight.
Oh man, you're listening to the stream. You can't listen to the stream. That's why you're on delay. You have to listen to the phone call itself. Don't listen to the stream. That's why you're on delay, man. Just plug onto your phone or shut the YouTube down, because that's why you're on delay and we can't talk to you.
No, I don't. I'm listening. Okay. No, there's nothing on the phone call, dude.
You gotta understand that. You gotta shut the YouTube
there's nothing
down.
on there's no volume on the phone.
But that's what I'm saying. Shut the YouTube down.
I got it on speaker right now. There is no volume on the phone, dude.
Shut YouTube down. Shut YouTube down because you're listening to the stream. Down. Yeah, listen. Hold on a second. We're gonna hang up on you.
It's not an LD contract, bro.
It don't matter if I should develop.
Shoot it down.
Yeah, I know, but I'm.
I don't know if he's trolling us or not, man. I'm
Just
getting
shoot
the
it.
hang.
Shoot the phone down.
I
Sorry,
mean,
BDA.
it's a fucking phone call, guy. Treat it as a phone.
All he has to do is just turn off.
I have you on speaker on my phone.
Just
There's no
listen, man.
value.
Listen.
You have no
Listen to the
value on
advice.
your phone.
Just tell him to tell him to shut the stream off.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him.
He's hearing off of his phone, so I don't know.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It could be his phone.
You sound angry, man.
You have no
hold on.
value on the phone, dude.
All right, let's do a test here. Let's do a test.
There's no value. I have you on speaker.
Okay, let's do a test. Can you hear what I just said right now? Say yes.
All right, let's do it.
See, he's on delay.
He's on the
He's on live stream. He's got his computer on.
Yeah.
All right, listen,
So
Michael.
it works like a radio.
Michael, yeah, you gotta shut the stream down. So
No, that is my headphones.
all right, then because
Oh.
you're
Those are my
it's his
headphones. There's no value in my phone, dude.
Damn, what you so angry for, bro?
Well, how come there's a delay then? Doesn't make sense.
yeah, there's a huge delay. You're not supposed to be getting delayed because you're supposed to be talking to us on the phone. Now he's way too delayed. Sorry, listen, Michael, you're gonna have to call back, man, because we can't fucking do this, man. It's not riveting for the people. All right, so call back when you get your whole deal sorted out,
And when
we'll continue the conversation.
tell him when he calls back, to have the computer shut off.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Michael
already have it shut off.
Yeah, Michael, you're listening. I think you're listening to the stream. That's why you're on delay. It can't be. A phone call can't be that delayed unless you're in China or something. So call back and just call from your phone. Shut the YouTube stream down. Shut the YouTube stream down. Don't watch the YouTube stream. Don't listen to it. Don't have it on your phone, your computer, whatever. And just call and listen. All right. And by the way, we okay. He's back, but I wanna. There's another caller here. I wanna see. How do we do this, Bucho? Do we go back to Mike or do we go to the new caller who's been waiting for about 13 minutes? How do we do this?
Go to a new caller.
All right, we'll see what happens
Then
here.
we'll go back.
We'll go back to Michael in a couple of minutes. 630, you're on the line. 630, you're on the line. Can you hear me?
All right, he's not there, man.
That's a Chicago area code.
All right. Sorry. Can't hear what the fuck you're saying.
Do a drive-by.
Let's go. Let's go back to Michael. See if he's.
They might come.
Yeah, Michael, you're back on the line, man. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I know.
No, he's still on delay. Michael, can you hear us? Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier, man, you don't have whatever the output you have on your thing. I record music all day, man. So you can't mess with me with the music thing. I have no output coming out of my phone to listen to you guys. I have you on speakerphone right now, and I don't hear nothing. That's what I'm saying. I
That's
have
weird because
like
it's a phone
equipment in
call.
my room. I don't play with my music, man. So you guys, it's you guys.
All right. So if you're on delay, if there's a delay, we're going to have to be careful not to talk over each other. We're going to have to wait a couple of seconds to get the point across. All right. So guys in the Hangout, let's not jump in. Otherwise, this is going to turn into a mess. Now, here's my...
Sorry about that, Pucho. BDA.
Don't worry about it. Now, listen. I want to get something straight here. And I want to ask Michael this. Because I've seen this in some of the LDBC videos where Andre Ward or Mayweather say that they thought Wilder lost the Tyson Fury fight and they ended up calling him a coon. What is the definition of a coon and when should somebody be called that word? In your estimation? All right,
Damn, he has a long delay.
A coon is somebody that basically blacksides against their race. But at the same time as with Andre Ward and Mayweather, it was a history of things that they actually did. It wasn't just one thing. But me personally, I don't really care for Mayweather. Andre Ward is good in my book, but I understand why they said what they said. But there's other people out there that said differently. You see what I'm saying? But I respect their opinion. And some people in the LDBC, they respect their opinions too. But there's other people in the LDBC that have a way far more extensive knowledge of boxing than me, that's been following these guys to a T. So they got a track record of these guys. So like I said, you would have to ask those guys that said it.
All right, so in your estimation, because that's what I asked you, in your estimation, when does somebody get called a coon? So you don't agree that Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather are indeed coons? No, there's a delay, Johnny boy. Come on.
Yeah, there's a delay.
I don't agree that they're coons, but at the same time is that I wasn't following those guys to a T. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now here's another question because
BDA,
like you said,
BDA.
Yes.
Just give him a link and he can join the hangout.
Yeah, he can.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you something. What is this about? What is the phone call?
Well, hold on.
Hold on. We can do that later. BDA. Let's give this guy a link. I'm gonna send you a link on Twitter, man.
Yeah, Michael, because there's too much delay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send you a link. Or Butcher, you're gonna send him the link, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now.
All right, we're gonna send. Butcher's gonna send you the link. I assume he's gonna do it via Twitter, so you can talk to us
Twitter
without delay. All right. Now the response is gonna be delayed. So.
He's gonna get that like in 20, 30
Yeah,
days.
it's like we're talking to Mars, people in Mars or something.
Yeah, no, this is not gonna work. All right, so Michael,
I'm here in the Philippines, and I'm really clear.
All right, Michael.
Fucking McConaughey on Interstellar could hear that shit before this dude could.
Listen, BDA, don't get into the questions about Coon because who cares about that? I mean,
I care. I'm interested in this shit because I want to get to the nitty gritty.
That's trivial.
All right. So then let's get back to Deontay Wilder.
Basically, if you're not
racist,
we know what it is.
Nothing. It means
we know
nothing.
what it is.
But I want to hear it from him.
It basically means if you're black, but then you kind of respect people that are not black. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I want to hear it from him.
Any most of these dudes ever call me a coon, I'll smack the shit out of them. I guarantee you that.
By the way, hold on. Let me just say something real quick. Let me say something. Butcher, let me say something real quick because now we got Abstract in the chat room saying this podcast has turned into a joke. Only certain people are allowed to talk. Well, let me
listen,
ask you
Abstract. Abstract. We can have fucking 10 people in here. That's what we decided, man. You came on later. That's how it ends. And what do you want? We can't have 10 people at the same time. And then we have 10 people at the same time. After he's complaining that people are calling him off, and then we have other people complaining that they're getting cut off.
And then we got
what do you want?
And then we got the phone call from Mars.
I'm not complaining.
So.
No, but
some people are complaining. You know what I mean? Even now, I had to mute people as we were taking a phone call because everybody's jumping in. We can't have fucking chaos.
Yeah, we can't have chaos. We had a big delay, and then people are complaining about, I can't get a word in edgewise. Well, sorry, we're 5 people in the chat room plus a caller. Everybody can't get a word in edgewise and just jump in whenever they want. We got to keep a certain amount of order in this. And by the way, I see we got Michael.
They're probably going to blame it on me. Yeah.
Well,
they're going to blame it on me.
We got Michael on the hangout.
Loud and clear now.
Yeah, all right.
Michael's here.
And we hear you nice and crisp now.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, fantastic. All right, so let's get to the bottom of this. Butcher doesn't want me to get into the nomenclature and the definitions of what a coon is. So, Butcher, you go ahead and ask a question then.
All right, so here's my contention. The LDBC are racist in the sense that they constantly bring up race, or they pull up the race card constantly. So in my opinion, they're racist because that's all they delve into, man. Racist issues, racial issues. They barely talk about boxing, or if they talk about boxing, it has to be tied in with race. All right, so that's
not racist.
All right. Fair enough. That's not racist, right? About in the term that they hate white people. I don't know. I've seen a lot of comments that
nobody said nobody's. I mean, who on the panel and who in the chat said they hate white people? Some people hate white people. Some people hate black people in your channel, in your chat. I mean,
you can't control the chat, bro.
No, you can't.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying.
Well,
nobody on the panel said they hate white people.
That's not racist, though, to say you hate white people. Maybe you have a good reason to hate white people.
You got a point there, too.
Maybe you got a good reason to hate black people. Racism is, I don't think people know this.
I don't like black people.
Well, that's the reason why I didn't say never said the definition of it. That's why I'm listening to this guy. So I want to hear what he has to say. And I told him how is that racist? And then he went to another thing.
So, but can I ask something? So, like, the LDBC, and if you want to say that this is you, that's cool. Like they support black fighters, right? That's basically the gist of it. Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Like I haven't watched LDBC in a long
Black
time.
Fight fan calls Lomachenko white Jesus.
Well, I mean, come on.
I think that's a joke.
I mean, well, he was a huge fan of him.
Well, whatever.
So,
I'm saying,
that's one guy.
That's one dude.
But like, I remember when I used to pay a little bit more attention to the LDBC when Walters was like a 10-1 or 8-1 underdog against Lomachenko. Every single goddamn one of them picked Walters to beat Lomachenko, and then they get in the ring and it's a fucking clinic, right? Every single goddamn one of them picked Rigondeaux. So something got to give here. Either they don't know shit about boxing, or they just roll with the black guy. Like,
I mean, you can't say that because Kurt Sugar eat your ass up. So stop that.
Please.
Sorry, you didn't
answer. Hold
on.
Exactly.
Hold on.
I don't even know who that is.
No,
exactly.
Who the fuck is that? First of all, did you understand Carneval or Precise his point?
I didn't see what the brother man's name was, but he basically said that, you know, everybody went to one side because of the narrative or whatever the case may be. But that wasn't the point. Everybody wasn't on him like that.
I mean, I get 95%.
Most. It wasn't 95% because I gave you a couple of points, man. When I was watching that Clarissa Shields fight, everybody was saying that. I mean, well, she's not. Well, she was Puerto Rican or something like that. Hannah Grabiels. So that's kind of like a little bit too far, too close for home.
Clarissa Shields, Puerto Rican?
Wow. No, I said Hannah. I said Hannah.
But like logically,
I don't watch women boxing, bro.
Well, logically,
this should be in the kitchen.
All right, hold on, recognize it.
Nah, bro. But now you're a male chauvinist. I mean,
he's joking.
Whatever. Logically, look, check this out. Logically, if Walters is an 8-1 dog, right? You would expect maybe 1 in 8 dudes that know anything about boxing to pick him. But it was like, when you look at the boxing world, everybody except for the occasional person here and there that's got a bright idea is picking Loma, right? Then you look at the LDBC and they making it look like Walters is the favorite, and this happens over and over and over. So my point is, let me finish. My question is either, and I'm not talking about any individuals that could be more knowledgeable about boxing than I am. I fucking doubt it, but it could be. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the group, right? Why is it that when a black guy is fighting a huge underdog against, you know, somebody that ain't black, why do they roll with the black guy as if he were the favorite when he's the underdog? Is it favoritism, or they just don't know shit about boxing? And if it's favoritism, what is it based on if not skin color?
I'm gonna answer that.
What the fuck was
that? Rooting for somebody that looks like you, first off, is not racist.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying.
I'm just making the point real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Which way?
And for
60-40 which way?
For Walters 60, but
wouldn't you agree?
But at the same time,
8-1,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's a good representation or not. But what I'm trying to hit on is thanks for keeping the tally, because I don't think anybody was. So what you're I don't think you are. I don't think you were.
But one
I
last
just think
point.
that you're feeling the narrative.
I'm gonna let you guys talk. I just want to make one last point, if I may, please. So if it's cool to root for like, you know, people that look like you, why is it not okay for HBO, which is run by Jews and white people? Why is it not okay for them to have an Eastern European agenda?
well, okay, that's a good one, and that's a tricky one too. At the same time, that's a tricky one because you mess up on that question, boy, there could be some trouble. Well, the thing about it is that, you know, you can't be HBO and then put one race or the other when you have something. Okay, can I get there? Can I get there?
I'm muting it. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what happens in America? I don't know if all you guys from America are you?
Okay. I'm from the Chi, bro.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm from San Diego. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm from San Diego, but I live in the Philippines. Yeah.
Okay. I could dig it. I played Por Soidos.
Yeah.
So like when you look at HBO on the European agenda, it's like if you watch the video, you don't necessarily hear a narrative that that they're doing it because of the guy is Eastern European. Not only that they're doing it because it's Eastern European, it's just easier sometimes to get those guys out there because it's a familiar face for the majority over here. That's what the thing is. And then not only that is like when you look at Conor McGregor and then you start looking at the other white fighters that come in, hell, they call Lucas Brown the great white, the Australian great white hope after he beat James Toney. And then not only that is HBO, they can't be biased like that. They can't go towards gear when with one race over the other. It's just that how the business is structured. It's called what is that thing? It's called like, you know, you got to have enough blacks, you got to have enough Mexicans, you got to have enough this, you know what I'm saying? Affirmative action or whatever. But anyways, not even just that. It's just, how does it look? How does it look when you're going to tell another company or somebody else, oh, you beat this woman, we suspend you, but you're gearing your thing to hold towards one race?
All right,
Sounds like a hypocrisy to me, man.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the HBO agenda is a lie, right? Because the fact is that Golden Boy moved to Showtime at some point.
Well,
you remember that?
hold on. Let me say one thing before you finish.
All right, go ahead.
That's not my narrative.
Well, I don't care.
First
okay,
of all,
no, that's fine. Fine. You're excluding yourself from the LDBC.
No, I'm not excluding myself from the LDBC. I'm in the LDBC. No, I'm in the LDBC.
Well, then,
listen, let that be known. But what I'm saying is that we're not dick riders. Just because somebody says something,
of y'all are.
Okay, well maybe there's some that there probably is. But what I'm saying is that just because I'm subscribed to this guy doesn't mean I have to like everything he says.
Okay,
well, that's normal. That's just normal shit. You know, like
well, listen,
go ahead.
I see a channel with a hashtag that says LDBC. I'm gonna call it LDBC. If you don't want to be put into the same garbage bag, then get out of it.
Man. No, I don't see. But that's the thing. Okay. So you had the same opinion as everybody else on your channel?
Nope.
Okay, then. So somebody else say something that's wrong, and all y'all eat crow?
No, but it's not even the same thing. This is a
boxing
channel.
No, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. You associating yourself with a group. So if you're wrong, everybody else is wrong.
This is a debate channel. Hold on, the LDBC is not a debate like a channel or anything. LDBC has an agenda, and that's why it's called Lions Den Boxing Community, correct? It's about black pride, black people.
No, it ain't. It ain't about black pride.
It is. Well, listen, but okay, what is the LDBC? Let's get by. What is the LDBC, and why did you join? Hold on.
The LDBC to me. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, man. Okay, this is my question. Just what's the LDBC to you, and why did you join it?
So I joined the LDBC, man. I've been listening to boxing on YouTube for a minute. I just didn't really like use my account or anything, because as you can see, like I've been on YouTube for a minute. But I basically joined the LDBC, man, because I was listening to Retro Boxing, you know, aka Blood, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I didn't quite like some of the things that I saw, because I saw a lot of things that I like to call social media engineering. I saw a lot of things of promoters and outlets out there that specifically control the narrative around them. And then I could also see how that some channels wasn't having as many subscribers as they say they did because they bought them. And I also saw see a lot of duplicate comments on multiple channels. So
you're talking about the LDBC, right?
Okay, what are you talking about? Okay, hold on.
Is he talking about? I'm sorry, Michael. You talking about? You saw this on the LDBC side, right?
No, I'm not saying I saw this on the LDBC side.
So
okay.
That's where I was going there. I said I joined the LDBC because I was seeing this.
All right,
I was seeing it from other channels.
Can you give us an example of a narrative that was controlled by certain promoters?
32 million.
Can you give me one, please?
I just get 32 million.
Who is that?
What?
He said
Anthony. There was a narrative. There was a narrative pushed out there that Anthony Joshua was making 32 million.
That was recent. So you've been in with the LDBC recently, right?
No, not recently. Go look at my channel.
Okay, I'll
that
have
Anthony Joshua was making 32 million.
Yeah.
Is okay. First of all, I didn't even know he was making.
So that made you.
Million. Second, what? I'm assuming you're saying that's not the real number.
It was a so I did a little research and made a video about it and stuff like that. It was a fake number.
Okay, so that made you wanna. That's one of the reasons why you joined the LDBC. I don't know.
That was just a recent one, dude. That was just a recent one.
Okay,
Don't try to be
another one.
too jumpy.
I
Don't try to be too jumpy. Don't try to be too. Well, okay. Well, I was trying to keep it. I was trying to keep it recent, so it's fresh in your memory.
Ah, okay. Well, no, I watch a lot of boxing, so maybe I'll. If you go reach for the one of the biggest.
Let me ask you, Michael. Why do you care? Why do you care?
Why do I care?
Yeah, why? How much money?
It wasn't the fact that how much money that Anthony Joshua was making. It wasn't the fact that it was that. It was just that the fact that I can see the trend on how it was pushed. I can see where it came from.
Came from an article.
Okay, but hold on. We're getting it.
But okay, let's.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
I just want to know why
questions.
Why
it's like cross-examination.
Some other man's money. That's all.
No, I never said I cared. No. I never said I cared. I said the narrative.
It was a fake number.
Listen, I said I was caring about. I said I was caring about the narrative, and I saw the narrative that people were pushing. The news and some of these promoters were pushing geared towards my fighter Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
Can I ask something?
Hold on. Why is Deontay Wilder part of the LDBC? Can I ask a question? Why is Wilder part of the LDBC? Why do they cherish this fighter so much?
Well, I don't. Okay, that's your opinion, but cherish. I don't think necessarily more like towards cherish because he's not the only boxer that the LDBC rides for.
Okay.
He's just a heavyweight champ. And then being a heavyweight champ is seemed like the most how would you say like
prestige division.
There you go.
Okay, how come Fury is not part of the like a favorite in the LDBC?
Well, maybe because Fury's not part of the. Well, actually, at one point, a lot of people actually like AJ, and actually the same thing with Tyson Fury too. If you go back and look at the videos, but the thing that the thing about Tyson Fury was that. A lot of this shit. I didn't see a lot of people get on Tyson Fury's, but when he was talking about the bedroom, the kitchen with his wife, homosexuals and stuff like that.
He's a homosexual.
That is unacceptable.
He's a homosexual. Like
well, them being homosexuals is their business.
I got a question. Why do you care that Tyson Fury doesn't like gay people? Who cares?
No, that's not my.
No. He was saying
that I wouldn't care.
Like kind of innuendo, like he's gay.
No, I wasn't saying innuendo. I was saying he wasn't getting no backlash for the comments or whatever. I wasn't saying I didn't care about it, but I was just giving
about the gays.
I was just giving examples of things that people would start saying like, "Damn, this guy is kind of like messed up." Then you end up having the cocaine. And then you end up having the trickle of a series of fortunate events, layoff. Then the guy coming back. Hold up. He asked me a question. Let me answer.
Okay.
And so then he coming back, and then people kind of forgot about him. And then when he came back, the level of, well, not even really the level of opposition, because those were what he should have did. Those two guys. But then it was this the way what he was doing. But even in the press conference, a lot of people in the LDBC was saying that Tyson Fury won that one.
All right, so you says that the certain promotional companies
they're smart.
Have
Yeah,
go ahead, Gonzalo. Make it quickly.
Bucho, but what I want to talk is boxing, and they always keep bringing it to gossip.
No. Oh my
God! This is to the LDB. This is to him, to Michael. Tell me why you like Deontay Wilder. Why are you a fan inside the ring as a fighter?
Gonzalo,
he answered that. He did.
Yeah, and he's gonna say Gonzalo, please.
Okay.
Please.
Gonzalo, he answered. I think he answered that.
Yeah, he answered that. And who cares? I mean,
he could like him. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like Wilder.
I like Wilder too. He's a wrecking machine.
Yeah,
ready to
I don't think he's that good but
I think he's gonna. I think he's a car crash. You want to see. You want to see what's gonna happen with him. That's why I like Wilder.
Michael, Canelo trains in San Diego. Are you a fan of his?
Canelo, man, look, I don't fight, but I wouldn't fight that motherfucker. You ain't gonna hit me. I tell you that much.
All right. So
I see him hit that bag. I know that boy could bang, and I didn't think Triple G was ever gonna beat Canelo.
So you joined the LDBC. One of the reasons was Anthony Joshua. He was lying about $32 million per fight.
No.
Okay.
Let me say it again. I
Yes.
said I want to keep some of the examples recent because it's fresh in your memory.
Correct. So I was, yeah, you're right. And I was gonna ask you, can you give me another reason why you joined the LDBC?
Oh, and another reason? Well, there's also some good actual topics that go on other than boxing. You know, as far as life and stuff like that. And some of those conversations are actually pretty good ones. Such as, you know, owning the business. What was the last one? I forget the last one. The last one was not being afraid of failure when it comes to success.
All right, so you like different topics other than boxing, in other words, right?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, hell no.
Hell no. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's saying that. But I don't know. I don't know how this conversation started. What you got a problem the way we do the BDA broadcast?
Oh no, I just wanted to hear the whole thing on why there was, I don't know who it was, because the host explained that, hey man, I didn't put that stuff up there, but whoever did it, it kind of made it seem like y'all was saying the LDBC was racist, but I was saying like, hey, how was they racist? And just don't
some of them.
Well, I can dig. Okay. If you say that, then I can dig it. But then at the same time, is that if you don't, it's like me saying that Deontay Wilder is going to beat AJ and not explaining it. There was never no explanation.
You want me to explain it? Right. Okay. I mean, listen. If that's true, if you just say if I was to ask you why Wilder's going to win, and you just say, "Oh, he's going to win,"
like you do right there. Hold up. He said the LDBC is full of prison stories. Never been to prison a day in my life.
All right. So do you also like when the LDBC talks about they bring up racial issues? Is that something that you're into?
Well, yeah. I'm from San Diego, man. I saw a lot of it. I've been through it. I've been around the world. You know, I lived in Tucson. I lived in Washington. I lived in Norfolk, Maine. I lived in different countries. And yeah, I seen some.
You're the son of a military. You're the son of a military.
You can say that.
Yeah, I figured that. I knew that.
All right. So
when you said those many places, I knew you did.
You know, so like,
Bucho,
can I say something?
No. Go ahead, Bucho.
Hold on. I'm just gonna tell Michael that the reason some people believe that the LDBC are racist because they constantly talk about race. All right, and like Precise Carneval, the guy you talked to before, he said that usually the LDBC they pick the black fighter over any other fighter. And so even though they're gonna get the predictions wrong at the end of the day, they still keep doing it, right? So you can understand how some people end up believing that the LDBC are racist, correct?
I mean, I can understand it, but at the same time you have to use logical thinking. I mean, just because somebody backs somebody, like I'm gonna say it again, back somebody that looks like them all the time, 90% of the time, 70%, I don't care how many times. It doesn't make them a racist.
I understand. But it's not only that. It's also the topics that come about. It's not only picking a black boxer, it's picking a black promoter.
I mean,
being a fan of Al Heyman, who's a promoter, he's not even a boxer. You know what I mean? So everything Al Heyman does is, it's perfect.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you ever read a Al Heyman advised contract, like a boxing bout contract?
No, but there's some people here that have, and they've explained it to me.
You know, I have.
I never did.
Yeah, there's some people here that have as well. And what about that, the Al Heyman contract? Where are you going at?
There's a reason why.
Okay.
There's a reason why when you hear about these contracts and you hear about Al Heyman, even with the lawsuits and stuff like that, when you actually do this, go read those lawsuits. You could find them for free.
Okay. So as I was saying,
can I say something, Bucho?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned logic, keeping it logical. Okay. Why do a lot of people believe that Kovalev beat that what is Andre Ward beat Kovalev on the first fight. What is your thoughts about that fight? And I'll throw in the Broner Pacquiao one too. But the first,
I mean, to me it was it was. I thought it was a close one, but you know, when they close ones, that's just how it is. Okay. I mean,
to me, it wasn't even close. It was like a 9-3, but close for who? For Ward or for Kovalev? I'm not even white, man.
I said it was a close one. That's like for both.
No, yeah, but close. Okay, but who did you have winning? Because ultimately one and one lost.
I didn't have anybody winning because I was like, damn, that's a close one.
So you can't even be fair enough to call it. You call it a draw. Okay, you can't even man up and say that Kovalev or you know. Okay, go ahead.
You see, here comes that debunking your Eastern European agenda. Now, I'm not saying you, but let's say people from the LDBC that said that HBO fell because of the Eastern European agenda. If the Eastern European agenda was really real, giving Kovalev that fight over Andre Ward, right? And trust me, I'm sure that promoters, judges are influenced by these big TV networks like HBO. If HBO really had an agenda that was Eastern European only, Kovalev would have won that fight, and they would have been able to explain that shit easy without nobody really questioning them. Because your boy hit the floor. He got bruised up. He was getting rocked with every punch. It would have been like, look, this is why he won. That's why he won. That's why he won. That's why.
At the same time,
that's why he won.
I never seen a network to a network. Yeah. Now, I saw lawsuits with actual concrete evidence from a judge that said the actual sanctioning bodies had something to do with it, but I never seen a lawsuit
because promoters that are in good relationships with sanctioning bodies really control everything, and the fighter. If you want to do business with Andre, well, you got to give me good. You know, you got to make sure we get good decisions. You got to make sure you. Talk,
I understand what you're saying.
You talk the right way. Like in other words, you know, make sure y'all saying this fight is competitive. Make sure y'all saying Andre Ward is winning when he's not.
I mean, but most of that European genius stuff is not based off of just that fight. So
does Al Heyman have an African American agenda?
I would say
I think so. From outside looking at
I would say yeah. I mean, and the main reason why I would say yeah, because like if you sometimes listen to Floyd, he would say you know, that he talked to him and he gave him good pointers and stuff like that, and probably was the main reason why he left Golden Utensil Promotions. But
Golden Utensils.
Golden Boy.
But at the same time, is like you just got to go and listen to the video and make your own assumption.
I'm gonna say there's certain guys,
I believe
kind of like, but most of them I don't.
You know what we should do? We should analyze the top dogs, if you want to call them, of the LDBC, like 78, Barbershop. And then make an assessment out of the LDBC out of that. You know, because then there's always going to be some guy from the LDBC. Oh, I'm from the LDBC and I don't believe that. Hold on. Let's look at the big boys, man. Like 78. You know,
I mean,
like
I'm
not
not
channels.
I'm not
on the LDBC.
I'm a small channel in LDBC, but I'm not going to sit there and weigh nobody that I'm a part of a team. I'm not going to critique nobody out in public when I'm a part of a team. Because like if you see my picture, I play summer pro football, so I'm not going to sit over here and critique nobody that I'm a part of a team with outsiders. You know what I'm saying?
But so, wait, hold on. But you said that the LDBC, hold on, it's about debate, right? Like us on the BDA channel.
No. There's only certain people that debates in the LDBC. I don't know how to debate. Fanon knows how to debate. He does that shit. He actually at a collegiate level. I don't debate. I just have conversation and discussions.
So you can't disagree with, let's say, what 78 says. You're not going to do it openly. Is that what you're saying, or at all?
Like what do you say?
Well, like, would you disagree with the point that 78 says? Like, let's say 78 says. Somebody wrote something here in the chat about 78 Sports TVs always says the whites want to slave them. Let's say he says that.
Nah, he don't be saying that.
Are you sure?
He alludes to it a lot.
Well, I mean, you saying allude to it. So
I don't know.
So are you what does that mean from coming from you?
Well, let's say he said it, which I wouldn't be surprised. Would you agree with that? Would you debate him? No, not debate him. Would you disagree on him?
It depends on the context.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but it
Well,
doesn't.
we're getting
If
into
you
the-
have college, if you have college level education, doesn't mean that you're always right. I mean, look at politics, man. If you know your boxing and you're really a fan and you have your own opinions, that's all that really matters.
I never said
he never said that.
I never said that. I just said the rules of engagement when it comes to debating.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Look,
I don't know that.
Let's not get in there.
Okay, I got another question. Who did you have winning the Broner and the Pacquiao fight? The last.
Well, you know what? I saw a lot of missed punches from Pacquiao, man.
There you go, man. I'm done. Two times already.
So
but hold up. Everybody in the LDBC said the motherfucker lost.
Yeah, most people did.
That ain't true.
I think
most people in the LDBC said Broner lost.
I think so, man. I have to give him that.
There ain't one channel but besides mine that said that it looked kind of close. Everybody said the motherfucker lost.
No, World Breaker Boxing said that Pacquiao won the fight.
I can tell you.
No. I'm sorry. I said I thought it was close.
Yeah, close.
I said there's no channel on the LDBC that said Pacquiao did not lose. Everybody saying that Adrian Broner got his ass whooped.
I can name one.
Okay, anyways.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right. So, as I was saying before, if we want to judge the LDBC, then maybe we should look at the big channels. And I think that's what most people do, because most people are going to, I'm not going to be looking at the small LDBC channels. They're going to be focusing on the big boys. So that's 78, I guess, Fanon, I don't know how to say his name, Barbershop, Blue Blood. And would it be fair to make an assessment of what the LDBC is by looking at these big channels?
That's a fair assessment. Yes, but go ahead, because you got a follow-up question with that. I know.
Not really. No, that's not the question, because that's what I do. I usually look at the big channels.
No, because if you're gonna say that, you should have a follow-up question with that, because I gave you a fair question. I just said yes, and you should have ate that up. But
no, what do you mean? No, hold on. It's I'm making okay. I don't know why there should be a question after that. It's just that's a question. Can we make a fair assessment of what the LDBC is by looking at these big channels? Because from what I understand, 78 is somewhat the father of the LDBC, correct? And then people started following him, and they started to use the LDBC hashtag on their videos as well. And
that's
so,
your opinion.
Well, what is your opinion on this issue?
I mean, if that's your opinion, I mean, it doesn't matter. It don't matter if the chicken came before the egg. It don't matter. The thing about it is that I came on here to just try to to see what some of you guys is cooking up with the whole racial thing. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think we're a racist channel. Even if you was to take the main channels and say, oh man, yeah, they're racist because of this. But
all right.
what I'm saying is that if you're gonna say they're racist, well, break it down. Like when Black Fight Fan calls himself Black Fight Fan, that's not racist.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Nobody has said that. But the thing is, the LDBC usually it's supposed to be a boxing community, but it looks like it's always it has to do with race. Race always becomes an issue. Race always becomes an issue with the LDBC.
I mean, because you're a sometime viewer. You in and you out.
No, I've been listening to them.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll give you some examples.
Well, listen. Let me.
Can I give you some examples?
Okay, go ahead.
Black fighters were not being promoted by Golden Boy.
They weren't.
Okay. That's
they had Charlo.
They keep complaining about the zone just because it's going against the PBC, and they keep lying about the zone, like that he's going to go bankrupt when they have absolutely no proof.
Well, a lot of people say the LDs,
and they take the side of Jaime because he's black. They keep saying
it could be.
They always bring it out to we're victims, and they always got to go back to the days of Jack Johnson. That the days of Jack Johnson are not over yet. So that's
they didn't say they're not over yet, but history does repeat itself. Do you agree?
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Seriously, it doesn't matter. The fact is that these people are bringing up Jack Johnson, which is who was a victim of racism. Okay, that was happened a long time ago. So
okay.
All right.
I mean, anybody should know that. I mean,
yeah, but they keep bringing it back.
Can I say something, Bucho?
All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I was just gonna say, well, my grandparents are from Sicily. They had all kinds of racist shit happen to them, bro. But you don't hear me talking about it every 30 fucking seconds.
Yeah, I understand that, but he's talking about something else. But I'm not trying to bring your family and all that stuff, man, because not only that is that what they're basically trying to do is they're trying to give you they're giving you something about boxing and the things that went on. And now, like, if you can't relate to if you can't relate to racism, can you?
Do we have to make a boxing community?
No. Because you came in, he retorted off of your thing, and I'm just asking him, can you relate to it?
To an extent, just like you guys can.
No, not to an extent. Not to an extent. Can you relate to it?
What did I just say?
I don't want to hear no.
Michael, is this what the LDBC is all about? Relating to the racism that happened to black people?
No. Because
it has nothing to do with black people, right?
Listen, my friend, you already went on your thing, and then I'm trying to get to that, and then I'm trying to get to his at the same time, and then you're going to something else.
No, Johnny boy, I was asking you the question. So.
Oh, go ahead, ask the question then.
Well, not the question. See, now I'm confused. I was giving you a list of the racial issues that the LDBC keep bringing up, right? And now you were talking to Johnny boy and start bringing like that he can't relate to racism, but you guys can. So is the LDBC about?
No, I wasn't saying he can't. I was just trying to get a yes or no up out of him.
Well, whatever. Let's say he says.
But he said extent. I'm not trying to hear extent.
Well, let's say he says yes. Where are you going with this, Michael? Let's say he says yes.
It's either all the way or no way.
Are you all the way? Michael?
Yeah.
I mean, don't say it like that. That kind of sounds weird.
All the way with the racism. It's like it's not.
No, not that shit went over your head, homeboy. But anyways,
no. Okay, listen, Michael. I'm asking questions, guys. Jesus Christ. So, you're saying that the LDBC is not about race, right? It has nothing to do with race. About black people. It's not a black community.
No, what I'm saying is that it's not just about race. Black Fight Fan, he made his channel based off of a criteria. You see what I'm saying? And the other fighters, other people that came in the community made their platform off of a criteria. You see what I'm saying? Now you can't sit up over here and say that it's about racism because you hear about racial issues. When
no. Okay.
You can't do that, man, because it sounds cool and it sounds dandy, but when you see things that happen in America all the time, well, I'm pretty sure you from America around these parts, you see what goes on in the news and stuff like that. So you see it, man. And so when they
see what
racist
I see a lot of racist black people. You're right about that, bro.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I
know that's not what you're saying.
No, you're trying to flip it. I don't see a lot of racist black people because black people is incapable of being racist because they can't control nothing.
No, it's not about control.
They can't control.
You guys have nothing but violence in your neighborhood. You got shitty neighborhoods.
But how is that racism?
Where do you want me? Oh, try to be a non-black and go into a black neighborhood at 12 o'clock.
How is that racism?
Real quick.
They're not gonna
racism. How is that? What you mean? How's that racism? What's wrong with you, man? Are you dumb?
It's not. It's look. I'm gonna put it like this.
I just told you.
You said try not to be black and go to a black neighborhood.
Yeah, you try to be a non-black and go into a black neighborhood.
I mean, I see it happen, but I see that happen in a lot of white neighborhoods too.
See, this is the thing.
Can I say something, Bucho?
I'm about going to certain towns, and I try to tell you, man. When I was in Japan, man, I ran into it up over there too, man.
Oh,
and yeah. Okay, so what?
Did they beat you up? Did they beat you up?
No, they beat
you up, Michael.
Oh, no.
Okay.
They're not going.
I'm in the Philippines, Michael. And I'm Mexican.
Yeah, you don't get it. You Mexican fool.
Every
Yeah, I'm gonna
non-black.
get it because I don't speak their language, and I'm
Yeah.
different. I'm
Okay.
not the same.
Okay,
So
now,
I'm not. But I'm
now
not playing the victim. I'm not playing the victim.
You're not-
And I was
we're
gonna
not
say one thing,
playing the
Bucho.
We're
Bucho,
not
can
playing
I
the
say?
victim.
No, but I'm not gonna
Michael,
get into this back and forth. I'm not gonna get into this back and forth. I'm just gonna say something, Bucho.
All
I
right.
just want to say one thing. That's
Gonzalo,
it. I just want to. Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Look, when I asked you about the Kovalev Ward fight and the Pacquiao Broner, that's all I was interested in knowing, because I'm not gonna go ahead and call you
What did I
racist
say?
because I'm
What did I
nobody
say
to
about
judge.
that?
I'm not here. Wait, listen to me. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just saying the favoritism is too great for me to really appreciate you guys as a commentary and as people about boxing, because you don't contribute nothing, because the favoritism is the scale is too lean to your side for
Majority of
me to appreciate you.
He said Pacquiao won.
All right,
No, and
that's
it's
what
the same for everything. It's the same
Michael,
always. It's always going to be the same. You're never going to favor somebody that's not. Look, here in this channel, we spoke about Errol Spence that he was a favorite to win. Nobody picked Mikey, and then we got some people saying, "No, well, you guys said that Mike." No, if you're really paying attention.
But what happened to Mikey? You can't bring.
Yeah, but we all said that. We all said that. I'm just to your point. To your point, we said that the better fighter, the bigger fighter was going to win that fight. But you know, some people, I'm not saying that you were attacking, saying what you guys said. Nobody said. Nobody said. And this is how I can claim that we are being objective, because when we're objective, it has nothing to do with race. We'll call it how it is. We might get it wrong because nobody's Nostradamus.
Listen,
you know, I stretched it, you know, but I still said Spence was going to win, but then Mikey was going to survive 12 rounds. But, you know, that's being objective. But when you always pick the black guy, and even when he loses, you said logical thinking. Even when he loses, like a Kovalev, look, like a Kovalev.
Oh my God!
Go ahead,
man. A lot of people in LDBC said Pacquiao was going to win. They had no faith in Adrian Broner.
Okay, Michael, are you saying that the LDBC doesn't usually pick the black guy?
I'm saying, I never said that.
I'm asking you. Okay.
I said in some occasions it does happen, but it's not all the time.
Okay, some occasions, Michael.
Okay. You got Pacquiao versus Broner. What did I just say?
All right, I heard you. Now I'm asking you for the most part, does the LDBC pick the black fighters to win the fight? Yes or no? No.
No, people be picking.
Okay, that's fine. No, just say no. Okay, just going on the record here. Yes.
Bro, can I say something?
Yes.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. If you think black folks can't be racist, then you're just being fucking ignorant.
Yeah, that's that also. And that's what I think about the LDBC.
You're trying to claim moral.
Okay, homie. Look, check this out, man.
Trying to claim moral superiority.
I'm not trying to claim moral superiority.
Yes, you are. Yes,
you are. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I don't.
Until you admit it.
I don't care. You was a black dude and you up over here and you
admit it.
Black dude, all this stuff on this type of platform. But I ain't trying to kick that stuff, man. Don't try to sell me that dream, homie. Cut
so
that
you're
out.
part of the LDBC.
What dream am I trying to sell you?
Hold on.
Am I trying to sell you?
You're trying to sell me a dream that okay, I can say this about you then. If you want to say this about me. I can say
I didn't say nothing about you.
Well, you are. Did you say that I'm over here appealing to the superiority?
I said that.
You made a statement.
Okay, then.
You made a statement.
I'm over here saying that you, as a black man, you on this panel, you up over here saying some stuff that's kind of against the grain.
First of all, I'm not a black man. So.
Oh, but that's even better because you got some bass in your base. You got some bass.
No, I'm saying you.
Okay.
I'm saying you.
So what are you then?
Can you let him talk, Michael?
Huh?
Can you let him talk, Michael?
Okay. Well, you're damn near black man.
Yeah, I got some of it in my blood, but I got other stuff in my blood as well. So what's your point?
Okay, my point is, wait, where you say from Chi, right?
I ain't from no Chi, from Queens.
My bad, homie.
I'm from the Chi.
It's kind of hard to differentiate because I can't tell who's popping up when they talk. So,
no, it's all right. I'm only messing with you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's your point? I'm gonna keep messing with you though, but go ahead.
Oh, you ain't gonna phase me, big homie. But anyways, like I was
with your
saying,
moral superiority. With your moral superiority.
That's the LDBC to me, you know.
With your moral superiority.
That's right, though, because I don't see it as a moral superiority because
I see it as that.
Nobody on the LDBC thinks they're better than the next man because of the color of their skin.
Well, you do. You do.
I don't. I never said it.
No, you just said
you can't be racist.
You said black people
cannot be racist.
So you just said you have moral superiority.
That's racist because you said that's moral superiority, but explain how.
Okay.
Well, you cannot be racist.
So all right. So let me. Can I just answer Michael's quick point? All right. So Michael, me and you killed somebody, right? I ain't kill him. You killed him. We were both there. You killed him, not me. I'm not capable of killing. Even though I helped you in the act. I helped you kill this individual. But I look at you dead in your eyes. Nah, bro, I'm not capable of killing. Because I'm 6'2". 6'2" men. We don't kill people we're not capable of. I got you, man. Come on, man. Just admit it, Michael. I'm cool with that.
That's a good point.
Can I say something?
No, that's not even a good point.
That's a great point. You're right. That's not a good point. That's a great point.
I was just like wrap it up because the story kind of getting long, homie. But
Bucho want to say something.
You was thinking, bro. You was
Go ahead, Bucho.
No,
right. If you're racist, then it's a flaw. It's a negative flaw that somebody has.
No. That's not what we were saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
What I said is race superiority.
I say you have race.
This is where you got it wrong, Michael.
No, hold on.
I want somebody to explain it.
Because hold on,
oh my God. Sorry, go ahead, Bucho.
Black people cannot be racist. So black people do not have the ability to be
superiority.
racist. Black people do not have the ability to be racist. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got it wrong right there, man. Because that's
wait. Let him answer that.
Gonzalo, can you, Gonzalo? You just hold on, Gonzalo. I ask a question, and Michael's supposed to. He's gonna answer.
Okay.
Don't jump in with another question.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Michael.
Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, so basically, name one thing that well, it's kind of a fucked up way to put it, but let's just say how it is. If you want to say superiority over another race, right? Because that's what you're saying I am, right?
You claim No, I'm not saying. I'm saying you claiming.
Michael, please.
No. You're saying that I'm claiming. I never said it.
Well, when you make a statement like we're not blacks and not capable of being racist, I'm gonna say that's you're claiming that.
Michael.
No, like I said, you said that, not me, and that's how.
Well, I'm saying that you're claiming. Your claim is racial superiority.
One thing is because you can't even explain it.
Okay,
I'll explain it to you. Hey,
moral superiority.
No.
Bucho, can I say something after recognizing
superiority at first? It wasn't moral superiority at first. It was something else. Then you switched.
Moral.
And I heard you laugh about it.
Michael.
Yeah, because you said you're claiming moral superiority.
No, I heard you laugh about it when you said the moral part because I heard you interjected.
All right. Michael,
can I say something after you?
Michael is not claiming anything yet. He just said
not claiming anything yet.
No, officially. But he said that black people cannot be racist.
And what is that, man? What is that?
That's Michael. How come black people cannot be racist?
Yeah.
I still want your man to explain.
No.
Man, it's theory on mine first.
Okay, you want me to explain it? You want me to explain it? Okay, so
let me just say something. Hold
on, Gonzalo, hold on. This is what it means, Michael. So you're not right. Moral superiority. It means that you are not capable of doing something bad because of your race.
And
that's what you said.
No, that's what you said.
No, let me say something.
Time out.
That is not. No. The theory.
Michael, you said black people are not capable of being racist.
Yes. But you got.
Are you having a hard time understanding the English?
Yeah, come on, Michael.
What is my reasoning? No. What is my?
Are you having a hard time?
Now speak my reasoning on my piece. How about that?
No. Now I want you to give your reasoning for it.
Because you speaking for me all this way. You saying I'm taking more?
I'm just saying what you said. I said you could. To me, you're claiming moral superiority.
Then you saying I have lack of taking responsibility for myself, which is a damn lie.
I didn't say that.
That's what you just said.
You said that, bro. You said that. You just said that. That's how you feel. That's not how I feel.
That's never came about, man.
Oh,
that's
never
came about.
It's recorded.
Bocho, let me just say something real quick.
This is all recorded. This is all recorded, Michael. You could go back.
You said I'm incapable of committing a crime, right?
No. I said you said that blacks are incapable of being racist. I said you're trying to claim moral superiority over other people because they're not black. That's the very definition of that.
Explain that other part. What you said.
Forget about the other part. Let me just mention something real fast.
The taking responsibility for yourself. You said that
exactly. So if
you said that, bro.
No. I picked back off of what you said.
Look at Michael. I'm just gonna say something. I'm just gonna say something. This is what Butcher was saying, and I agree. And saying the same thing. Look, you spoke for other people. That black people as a whole, in general, in general, cannot be racist. You can. Well, let me just say. You can't speak for anybody else. You can only speak for yourself. You can only speak for yourself, in your opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm. And you can only speak for yourself. Look, I know plenty of Mexicans that are capable. I'm even capable of being racist, but I'm not. And I'm not defending myself. I'm just saying the truth. I have nothing to hide. We're all capable of being something, but you can only speak for yourself.
Because that's what I've been doing this whole time. I did not once come over here and say that I'm coming over here on behalf of the LDBC, speaking for everybody. I'm giving you my opinion. I said I wanted to come over here and talk to you guys about why do you guys think the LDBC is racist. That's what I said. I said I wanted to talk to you. I didn't say I was coming over here and talk to you guys on behalf of the LDBC.
And my answer was that I don't know if they're racist or not, because I'm not really looking into that. I'm looking into the boxing side and their favoritism. The scale is so far lean to their side that I don't really consider them objective as far as boxing is concerned. That's it.
And that's your opinion, my friend.
That's my opinion. And I asked you two direct questions. About the Ward qualifier and the Pacquiao Broner. And from what I got from your answers, that's your opinion. No, that's all I'm saying either. That's your opinion. I keep it. I'm not arguing with you, but I just got your opinion, just like you said, my friend. That's how you want to keep it. You want to keep it logical. The logic that I receive from you it serves me as like I can remain quiet now. As far as
hold up, real quick. I was just gonna say, fellas, I gotta bounce. Recognize Gonzalo.
All right, thanks, man. Johnny boy. Next time, if you want to leave, just leave. Don't interrupt the show by saying bye.
Oh,
man.
sorry.
Don't worry.
No, man, that's all.
All right, this is BDA, the host. I'm back here. I was having some issues with the fucking sound, and then on top of that, I got some noise coming out of the fucking window. Some bass. It's coming through the window, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's creeping me out. But anyway, listen, I just want to come in here and say, I don't see any cars. That's the creepy thing. Anyway, Revolucion wants to come. Maybe Revolucion wants to come in and he wants to say something, but we do have to end this, guys, because I had to drop out. But I came in at about a couple of minutes ago, started listening again. I fixed the audio issues, and I see you guys going around in circles. Look, if I can say one thing here is, at the end of the day, this is a boxing channel. And though Bucho and other people might go around talking about the LDBC, this is not the main point of this show. We're boxing fans. We want to talk about the actual fights. And we did a good job the first hour rather, of talking about boxing. And then for the last hour and a half, it just turned into explain this. Now you explain that. Now you explain your statement. Now you explain that statement. And we got it through. We put in the work regarding that issue. And I think now it's time to end the episode because my fucking head hurts and I want to figure out where the base is coming from.
Even though I don't agree with Michael, I respect him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man.
I respect him for coming on. I commend people to come on. If you want me to go on your show and debate you and your peoples, I'll be more than happy to do that too.
You recognize?
That's right. Recognize the Matrix.
Yeah, you're cool, Michael. You're cool. You're from San Diego. I'm from San Diego too.
Yeah, man. I was back home last November, man. Had a blast.
And I'm from the best side. I'm from the best side, Queens.
Okay.
I think you know what the mistake I made? I said racist, and then we got stuck on that issues like what prove racist and what is racist. I'll just say the LDBC, they just talk a lot about race instead of boxing.
Well, we talk a lot about
racial. That's my disagreement with the
My whole point on here, I wasn't coming on here to like try to check anybody or trying to like cause a stir or anything like that. I just wanted to hear what you had to say. That's all. I wasn't trying to like get your viewers mad and leave or nothing like that. I was just trying to hear what you guys had to say. That's all, man.
Yeah, that's good. Listen, we'll have anybody
got upset or got their ruffles fouled up. I'm just over here saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, man, LDBC is not about race. There's white people out there.
We're gonna disagree with that, though. But
yeah, but listen, let's not go back to
that.
And
I ain't mad at you. I just want to come out here with you, hear what you guys had to say, and say what I had to say. And you know, you guys, you know, kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it.
Just kind of cool.
Very
Come
good.
on, you gotta give
Come
us
on, man. We kind of cool.
Yeah, you gotta give us better than
we
that,
the
man.
best on this side. Come on, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm messing with you, man.
Well,
listen.
cool kids table now.
All right, now let's put some Newports in New York.
Well, listen.
$14.
Hold on a second. Revolucion, we got you on board, but we're about to end it, and we don't want to go back to the whole. We don't want to go back to the whole issue, so we'll save it for the next time.
Oh, okay, all right, but I just want to say that, you know, everybody remember, this is all for fun. I listen to the show to have fun. At the end of the day, we all friends and shit, go back and forth. It's like Tom and Jerry, right?
Yeah. Well, that's actually you just bring up a good point, because Abstract, if you're listening, he took it personal because everybody was talking over each other, especially when we had the delay with Michael via the phone. And Abstract wanted to say something, and it just so happened to be that he was the one speaking. All right, Gonzalo, come on, man. And it was at that point. It was at that point that
Michael, you gotta notice one thing too.
Hold on, reverse. Hold on. Hold on. This is serious, man. Because Abstract took this personal. At that time, Bucho intervened. It could have been Johnny Boy talking. It could have been recognized. Could have been precise. But it just so happened to be Abstract who was talking, while other people were talking over each other, and Bucho had to reassert control of the show. Now, Abstract took it personal because he said, well, how come when I talk, they tell me to shut up? Which just happened once, by the way. It's not like we do that to you every show.
How many times did I tell Gonzalo to shut his mouth? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's not...
That looked hard.
I also told I was muting... recognize. I was muting... Who else? Johnny Boy. So it's nothing personal, man.
Yeah, don't take it personal. And if you do want to take it personal, like Guru said, what do you want from me?
Like five of them, but you should be suspended.
That microphone thing, man, that issue y'all had, that I think the volume was low on the thing. This stream just ended.
Well, that's the... Yeah. I don't know.
Man.
Well, actually...
YouTube cut us off, man. You see?
Which I was on for like 9 hours. Hey, but man, I got to get going too, man. I got to make sure my old lady is at the store getting some food for us. But I appreciate y'all for allowing me on, man. I appreciate y'all for not, going out there like some of these channels just pushing y'all narrative. I know I was talking shit on my live stream, man, but next time I talk about y'all, at least I would say you guys are, and a greeting. You guys will allow people to come on there, say your piece, man, and keep it. And it wasn't like nobody was calling people out their name. And that's what I like, man. Like keeping it civil, man. I appreciate it.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do here.
Thank you for coming, man.
We want to get everybody on board here. Everybody can speak their mind. We're not going to censor. Well, actually, we will censor some people when they turn out to be psychos or schizos.
Like X.
Like X, yeah. But that's what happens. By the way, Abstract is saying, Bucho, Abstract is saying that you messaged him directly to, and you, no, wait, what is he saying? Yeah, he says that you told him you weren't going to send him any links anymore. Well, I will just say one thing, Abstract.
I never said that. What is he fucking talking about?
I will say one thing.
Said that.
Hold on. I will say.
I gotta go, man. Thanks for letting me on,
take care, man.
All right, take care, Michael.
Later, Michael.
Yeah. I will say one thing to Abstract. If you do have a problem or you feel you're being singled out or something with the show, don't take it to the chat room and start complaining there and saying, "Oh, this show is a joke" or whatever. Because then I'll take it personal, or Butcher too.
That's how Michael Stott
got some
blocked.
bitch shit.
That's how Michael Stott got blocked. Yeah. Who's saying that? Is that you, Wilson?
Yeah, talking shit in the chat.
Well, I understand.
Like if you against BDA, that's some Hamed shit.
Well, listen, I understand why he took it personal, because it just happened to be him against the wall in the firing range. But it just so happened to be him. Like I said, it could have been fucking Gonzalo. It could have been recognized. Could have been precise. Could have been anybody. Could have been me. Maybe Bucho would have told me, listen, BDA, shut up. I want to say something. All right? Don't take it personal. If you want to come back, come back. And if you don't want to come back, like I already explained myself 3 times. I don't know what else I can say. I'm not going to say a 4th time. So you do what you got to do, man. All right? And it's not going to be the last time.
BDA, because it just came out of nowhere. My throat was raspy.
Don't worry about it. And listen, don't take it personal if we tell you to keep it down or mute your mic, whatever. We're trying to run the show here.
You know, like
it's not going to be the last time,
BDA
all right?
fucking sends me messages to shut up and shit like that. So.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I call you a fuckface. I mean, he doesn't take it personal. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to bounce, man.
Yeah, we got to bounce. We said we were going to do an hour, and then Bucha takes us to 3 hours. That's great. That's fantastic. But
we should debate like 78 or something, because
he's never going to.
There's always somebody that's going to, you know, like I want the real LDBC that wants. You know what? I'm going to do like Pavel did, like a file of certain channels LDBC and tell you specifically what they've said, and then you guys tell me if it sounds racist or not, or if it sounds, you know, like biased, whatever. Because out of the top of my head, it's kind of difficult. I have a list, but apparently it's not enough to persuade certain people. So,
all right, listen.
But can I say something, Bucho, real quick?
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of negative energy. I think we should just try to keep it positive. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna always be on either and always talking. But like concentrate more on the Canelo fight and the Jacob.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, we're not. This is it for the LDBC. I'm tired.
It's negative energy, man.
It's
like
we can't joke around. It's just nah.
Well, this
is
why
the best example is to call it down the middle and be positive, and then the other people will see. You know, these guys are really about what we love. You know.
I was saying that too. You know, we got to set a gold standard. You know what I mean? Like we, in our opinions, and you know, we don't have to all have the same opinion, but at least, you know, kind of set an example. Hey, we're real. I don't want to say real boxing fans, but you get what I'm saying, right? You want to set ourselves up.
We don't bring race here. We're not going to talk about like, you know, this promoter's racist, or I see some racism here. I see some racism there in boxing. What?
You know what? We keep talking about race. When are we going to talk about my issues? The one that I'm passionate about, which is transracialism. No, transracialism. I came out transracial last year, and nobody wants to talk about it. I even wrote to Justin Trudeau, and I said, "Listen, when are you gonna start getting involved in the cybernetic racial community?" And he never answered me back. All right, so
That's
you people want to talk about
issue.
You want to talk about real victims?
Hey,
right here, baby, right here.
Hey, yo, the next time I hear about race, we better be talking about the first annual BDA 5K run for Adonis Stevenson's family.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
No. This is not.
See, now they're going to say that. No.
See, it's not going to happen. Not on my watch. You know what, Revolucion? You're lucky you're getting away with this without a yellow card, because I got a good mind to give you the big right hand.
Hey, BDA, do I have a yellow card yet, or I'm good?
No, you're good, because you sold me those DVDs on the down low, so for 50%.
Right.
So.
Got them?
Oh, I got them. Perfect quality for bootlegs. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, man, I could work wonders.
I don't know who you got working for you, burning those DVDs, but good job. That's all.
High quality people.
Not even the Nigerians in Times Square can do a better job than you do.
No, they want to kill me, the Nigerians.
I bet they do. By the way, Jake Clary says we're talking about porn. No, we're not talking about porn. So, and We Degree says, shame about the VHS. Yeah, I'm never going to forget that story. That's a horror story right there.
Yeah, I still need therapy for that.
All right, now listen, people are talking about, who said that? Somebody in the chat said that there's going to be some UFC this weekend as well. So, we're going to check that out. I'm an MMA fan. And by the way, no more LDBC talk, please. Please, no more, man. I had to. It was very apropos that the sound went out on my card, and I had to leave for about half an hour because I couldn't. I don't know how you guys did it, but anyway, what else was I gonna say? Don't forget to check us out on Spreaker. Download the episodes there. Download them on iTunes too. Check out our PayPal page, our Patreon page. Subscribe to BDA Live. By the way, I already got the what's it called? The Rabbit show we did, where we were watching highlights on YouTube with Johnny Boy.
I gotta join that, man.
That's the thing. Recognize, you gotta it's easy, man. Just go to Rabbit, create an account, and the next time we do one, hop on in and we'll tell you how it works and everything.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it ASAP.
Because you know what we were doing? We were watching that video about the guy who was analyzing Ward versus Kovalev, and he was man, we were laughing our asses off, man. He was better. He was better than you said, man. It was better than you said.
Yeah, when you watch it, it's like, is this guy real? I mean, is he not? Does he not see the punches that Kovalev is landing while he's breaking it down?
Oh man, fantastic! So yeah, I'm gonna be putting up that first segment. I might as well do it today. By the way, we were watching Gamboa versus Crawford, the highlights. And by the way, you're gonna see when you watch the video, we started off watching the highlights from Top Rank's official website. Official YouTube channel, and they were just showing all the good clips of Crawford. Then we went to Jeff Jackson's highlights. Jeff Jackson's a guy that does highlight videos on YouTube, and he was showing you the whole thing. It was night and day. From the first round on, Gamboa was tagging Crawford, but they weren't showing that in the Top Rank. So I gotta, there's a little bit of bias right there towards Crawford. But anyway, you'll see all that when we post the video. So thank you guys. Yeah, check it out, man, and sign up for Rabbit, because we're gonna be doing more Rabbit streams. Not Rabbit,
all right,
but
man.
Recordings.
Shout out to everybody, man. To Johnny Boy, Precise, Gonzalo, Bucho, all you
Revolucion.
guys. Revolucion. I like that name. Revolucion.
Michael too, who called in.
Michael, I give him credit because he came on and he was cordial, man. So I respect that. I don't.
That's
agree
all
with
we
him,
ask,
but
right? That's all we ask. At least be cordial.
That's it. That's all you gotta
say.
do. I'll jump on his show if he has one. I'll jump on his show and debate his people.
Yeah. Recognize will jump on anybody's show. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll speak his mind, and he will be cordial as well.
Cordial, yes. I'll shut up when they tell me to shut up. If they tell me to shut up too much, I'll drop off.
But how come you don't do that here, though? I'm kidding.
Bucha just mutes me. That's it.
Oh yeah, but that's what I was saying to people: is don't take it personally, because it's not going to be the last time where we're going to tell somebody, "Hold on, let me." That's the Constitution. Bucha wrote in the Constitution that if I want to say something or Bucha wants to say something, since we're the hosts, we have carte blanche. We have the privilege to do that, right? To cut somebody off when we have to.
Absolutely. Listen, if you guys tell me, Frank, recognize you're talking a little too much, we need to cut you off. I just gotta respect it, even if I don't like it.
Yeah, don't take it personal. I mean, we're doing a show for people here. There's people listening. All right, it's not just us in the basement somewhere drinking beers and watching porn. That sounds pretty good, by the way.
You guys see my basement is hooked up.
Yeah. That's what they do. I read a story where supposedly Saudi Arabians, the rich princes and the royal family, that's what they do. They hang out and they get porn shipped from all over the country, the world, and they just sit there together, a bunch of guys watching porn together.
Yeah, that's kind of gay.
Kinda.
It's gay.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, we do have to go, but I want to thank everybody who joined.
What a fag.
Peace, everyone.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, peace to everybody out there. Who else was on? Well, we had Abztract. Again, Abztract, don't take it personal. Who else? Johnny Boy, Gonzalo, Precise, Recognize. Bucha was here. Michael, who called in. Sorry we couldn't get to the other callers, by the way. I was having trouble with the sound. It won't happen. I'll try to ensure that it doesn't happen again. So thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Sign up for BDA and BDA Live. Subscribe, like, and we will see you on the next one. And hey, by the way, hold on a second. We can't leave without me reading and giving a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Again, I didn't have time to give you guys a shout out during the show, but might as well do it now. With Degree, Azzy, Koran Bread, The Fight Scout, New Day, King Louis. That's a big ass name, by the way. Chris 12328, Jack Cleary, With Degree, Shepherd of Sons, Magic Man, Rascalot, Slapnuts, New Day, Revolucion was in there as well. One Upshroom, Craig Lowe, Red Cliff, Emmanuel Alvarez, and many more. You guys know who you are. Nopal Castellanos, Triple JJ, Rascalot. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Take it easy.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.